Hello and welcome to Edge of Empire, a horror heresy podcast. I'm sure you've heard that before at least 70 or 80 odd times. This is year 9 of this madness. This is episode 7 of that particular year.
6.
7. It's episode 7, Graham.
Oh, because
the last one was 5 through 5. We're missing 6 just because we don't like 6.
This is episode 7. There's 1 month we didn't do it, so
we did 5A. We did 5A.
We did 5 and 5A. But this is technically 7.
Okay.
So that's what it will be. My name is Chris. Joining me are my 2 associates, partners in crime, as it were. Mr. Michael Bottrell.
Hello. Sorry, just had to mute before I sneezed.
Beautiful stuff. And my dear brother, Graham Mills.
Hello and welcome.
As they say, best things to come in 3s. This is now the first episode of the 3rd edition era. There are 3 of us on this podcast. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So there we go. It's all
numerological.
Take off craziness. From 7. You get 3. We've got King Charles III.
Have you considered potentially as a sideline in sort of Nostradamus-esque predictions? Because that's a sort of crazy, in sort of what there's a word of things that
conspiracy theory,
just coincidence, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. This is it.
This is it. So there we go. All the 3s.
The world of 3s. That's
okay.
It.
Very good. So what the hell are we going to do tonight then?
We are going to, man suddenly realizes there we go. What are we going to talk about tonight is always a good question. We are going to take a look at some new releases, as we always do, talk about what we've been up to, State of the Union, and then we're going to get into, I guess we better talk about 3rd edition now that it's a live and active rule set.
Probably should. It's what people choose.
We can't harken back to the golden era of first or 2nd or 1.5.
Yeah.
That's it. We've got to embrace change.
6th or 7th.
Well,
let's do it.
7th was 1st edition, technically.
No, it was 6th. We did 6th
edition.
Oh yeah, that's true. Christ,
I remember we had to buy 3 core rule books within 5 years, and everyone's all like, "First edition lasted 10 years," and it's like, no, it didn't.
No,
it lasted 5.
No, that's it.
It lasted.
Well, here
5.
we go.
We had 2.
So that's what we're going to talk about.
Okay, shall we do new releases?
Let's get into new releases.
Okay, so
yes. So once again, we're going to take a little stroll through the back catalogue of many things that you can spend your hard-earned money on related.
But should you spend your own money on it? Hard-earned money?
Well, yeah. Well, that's for other people to decide. We can only recommend the path for them to follow. So, what have we got on the conveyor belt tonight?
Okay, well, we'll start with an Age of Darkness dice set, which is £27.50 or £22 at Half-Price at Element Games. Let's be perfectly honest with this. It's dice. Why is this not? Oh, yeah, I've just realised that it is for some reason not. It's below. There we go. That's better, isn't it?
That is lovely.
That's lovely. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can see that a deliberate faux pas in terms of what was flashed on the screen from Mr. B. I'll leave you to find that out when you get there. So, what do you reckon? Yeah. So, set of dice. How many do you get nowadays? 12.
I think this is a good old fashioned 20 set with a scatter dice at them. No artillery dice.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah, 20 with a scatter. Makes sense.
Nice, yeah, classics. £27.50 seems a lot.
The problem is with dice and all this stuff, it's just gotten so expensive to make them. I don't want to defend the $1 billion company here, but
if you get them from Temu,
well, no,
I £1.20 dice set that have been very.
Is that the one that always turns up a 6?
That's the one. Yeah, 6s and 5s. It's
No, Chris got.
fantastic.
I've had a couple of sets of dice off Team. They're reasonably priced, but to be fair, they're probably made by people who aren't being paid a lot of money or potentially not even working willingly at all.
Hey, if it's 5s and 6s, I don't care.
All right.
The things you'll do to not
The things
fail.
I'll do that I'll not fail an armor save and roll more than a 2.
To be fair, this is probably a set of dice
Shameful.
more for your Sons of
Absolutely
Horus
shameful.
players.
Absolutely
because
shameful.
This is probably a set of dice more for your Sons of Horus players because it's got a Sons of Horus.
I was kind of thinking that, and I think if it had been cheaper, I might have had a flutter, but not for £27.50.
Yeah. Okay. We've also got the token set. Now, these are, I think, going to be quite important in this edition. Markers and tokens. I think it's something you can't really avoid getting. Thankfully, you do get these in the starter set, but it comes with your objective markers because they're. Sorry?
Right, in the box set?
Yeah, it's in the box set.
I haven't even looked at it. See, what happened is I got the box set, I went rummaging to get all the stuff out of the way and just grabbed the book, and I haven't really done anything else with it. So, okay, that's all in there, is it?
It's all in there, yeah. You got your tokens for your stunned, your pinned, suppressed, routed, and your objective markers, because of course they are all different values now.
They look good as tokens. It's just
right.
one more faff thing to paint, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
that's got dry brushing written all over it.
Yeah, I'm
going or you know, just a quick zizz with the old airbrush jobs are good. And
yeah, £15 or £12.
That's not terrible, actually. £15, actually.
Yeah.
That isn't actually bad price.
And they are kind of.
I mean, how did you get though? I suppose is that all you get?
Yeah.
Like So what's on the box is actually what's in the box.
Yeah.
There's so there is eight pinned, 8 stun, 8 routed, 8 objective markers.
I think to be fair, that's probably about all you need.
40 plastic components.
Okay, cool, nice.
They were helpful for me last night because I got a few statuses. Okay, then we've got actual models. Gaming models. We started with the Arachne quad platform, £42.50 for this basically 2 Sakaran weapons and a shield.
I like the look of it, to be honest with you. Yeah. And I forgot about the shield thing.
Yes.
That comes in the box set as well, doesn't it?
Yes, it is in the box set as well.
Yeah.
This is direct only. You can't buy it in from anywhere else. Interestingly, the sprues, the bottom of the platform and the gun are separate, so it makes me wonder, are we going to have other
I see. Other types of Arachnid platform.
Yeah, like Volkites.
Yeah, I was thinking more Arcus-esque missile launcher. That would be cool. But no, you keep the Volkite.
Hoping for the Hyperius to make a cut.
Actually, the Volkite's not as good now, is it? You have to roll a dice, I believe, to see if it works. Whereas before it was automatic. Is that true? I mean, I'm sure. Man, looks up thing in book for the first time this evening and won't be the last time.
Won't be the last. I'll have a quick. I've got it open here. Volkite weapons, missile weapons.
Games Workshop, please give us these books in EPUB form because looking up all these rules is
pain in the backside.
Carrying all the books.
Trait is Volkite.
Yeah, and it's got brackets and a number next to it.
Well, no, Volkite. It has deflagrate.
Yeah, sorry, deflagrate. It's got
so deflagrate is 5s or 6s.
Yeah, whereas before it was automatic on a wound, wasn't it? So
yes, it was automatic.
Not as good as it used to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like 5 or 6s, you get the extra wounds.
Right. So that makes them somewhat less auto include. But I'm sure
but you're not having to roll an extra dice for the mine.
What do you mean?
Is it you roll the extra dice to get the 5 or 6, or is it you get the extra wound on the 5 or 6? Or the first
you get the extra wounds on the 5 or 6. So if I think, let's read it out. Yeah. At the end of step 9 of the shooting attack.
Step 9. Step 9 of the shooting attack.
My favourite step of the shooting attacks. For any fire group or strike group, you're confused already. Good, that's me. That includes weapons with a deflagate special rule. Create a new fire group. Okay.
Or strike group.
Or strike group, in fact. That then must be selected in step 10. Okay. and resolve. This new fire group or strike group includes a number of hits equal to the number of unsaved wounds caused by the fire group or strike group that triggered its creation. These hits have a strength equal to the value of X, attached to the variant of the Defligate special rule, possessed by weapons in the preceding fire group. And an AP of dash and a damage of 1 and no special rules.
So it's
Right.
strength 5 or
Yeah.
strength
So,
6.
I see. So for every hit that you take, for every unsaved wound, it
You
automatically
then take
goes
another strength 5 or strength
straight to
6
strength
or
6.
strength 7,
Yeah.
depending on what it is.
Okay, so it's not worse. It's
not worse, but it's
just
AP
more
dash.
complicated.
And it was AP 5 anyway because it's all Volkite. So yeah.
Next pack we've got is a Disintegrator Weapons Upgrade pack. This is £18. It's also direct only.
People are raving about disintegrated weapons. I haven't really crossed my Rubicon yet. What's your?
They seem okay. I mean, they do seem to be the Terminator killer for this edition now that Plasma's been a bit nerfed. They've definitely given it a bit of a. They've definitely given them something.
Gotcha.
Games Workshop released a new thing, and it was really good.
Yes.
That seems completely against their business
no.
model.
But it's an interesting.
Thinks back to when they released the plastic Zinch flamer guys.
Oh yeah,
20 years ago.
Oh yeah,
with the
ability
to take out a
Titan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they went from being tickly to, oh my God, get away from me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But no, the Disintegrators are fairly good.
So that's the Overload rule. So
Overload is not good. Overload is bad.
So what do they do?
So AP2.
Oh yeah, AP2. Yeah,
strength. Strength 4, 5, 6. So Disintegrator Rifle is strength 4. Blaster is strength 5. Heavy Disintegrator is 6. Twin Heavy Disintegrator is strength 7. And the Disintegrator Cannon strength 9. They have 1 shot each, apart from the Twin Disintegrator and Disintegrator Cannon.
The Heavy Disintegrator is heavy FP, so if you stand,
they do 2 damage.
Okay. But why are people? I suppose there are some AP2 ones.
Well, they're all AP2, so you can one shot.
Oh no, they're not. The pistol and the rifle is AP3.
Oh, sorry, I do apologize. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm taking that right.
But they are damage 2, I suppose.
Yeah. So
yeah, 1 dead Terminator.
1 dead. Yeah, 1 shot Terminator.
Yeah. They can only be taken by veterans or veteran heavy support squads. In terms of the actual normal rifles, but pistols can be taken by characters, and the combi weapons I think can be taken by characters. So,
okay,
each box gets you 36 of these weapons. You get 20 rifles, 4 combi disintegrators, 4 pistols, 4 blasters, 4 heavy disintegrators, and 20 battery packs. So just like pouches.
Okay.
So yeah, they're not too bad.
Expect to see a lot of those kicking about.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
Because
I know what else they'll
kill really have a disintegrator weapon in them, yeah. But the thing is with them, they're an elite's choice, no matter what you do. So elite's choices are not going to.
As I found out,
common.
Easy to find, yeah.
Game, yeah. Okay. Next up, we have the Saturnine Siege Dreadnoughts. 2 configurations, both £67.50. But the Chiron configuration you can see on the left, if you're watching on YouTube, is direct only, whereas the Ophion,
yes,
that sounds right, is available for £54 at direct Element Games. Now, these basically are the same as what you get in the box, but the Ophion has a different weapons sprue. So it comes with the what's it called again? The where are we looking for?
The Tickler. That's what that's called. The one on the left.
An inversion beamer.
I don't think either of those things are called the Tickler.
The inversion beamer, which is a reverse conversion beamer. So it gets tougher the closer you are to it.
Okay.
And you've got the Graviton pulverizer.
Right.
That's what they call me.
So you can't buy the weapon sprue separately, of course.
You can.
Buy the weapon sprue separately. You can. You can buy the weapon sprue separately for £18. And the Saturnine Dreadnought has been designed in such a way that those the weapons options, I think, apart from the nipple weapons, are easily magnetized.
Okay.
I'm told the nipple weapons not so much. So you can actually buy those 2 kits, the but they're both weapons sprues for £18 direct only, of course.
Of
So
course.
if you've got the box set and you've got the Chiron, you can get the Ophion weapons for £18. It comes with the alternative nipple gun and the 2 weapons. And as I said, they are
looks like
apparently very easily magnetizable.
The boob guns look like they have a slight peak to the way that they fit into the torso. So yeah, that's going to be a nuisance.
Yeah, so apparently they're not quite so magnetizable. So it's suggested that you stick with whatever weapon you want.
Well, I suppose you could give it a small, like the world of small magnets. You get the very small ones, put them on one side. It should have a mirroring surface. It shouldn't be impossible. It's just a chew on that they're not flat and recessed like you used to get for the battery.
Yeah, like the Leviathans. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Okay, so satellite dreadnoughts, these are massive.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They are the biggest dreadnoughts in the world, aren't they?
They are.
Ouch.
Okay, moving on. We have drop pods. Okay, we've got 2 packs of drop pods. And this is something that me and Graham were sort of, is it worth putting in the 40k one or not? But you have the Legion drop pod. It's £34 or £27.20 at Element Games. It is the good old-fashioned chew-on drop pod that we've always had.
Yeah,
the bit that you've got to shave off a bit of the bottom.
Is that still there? I thought that was just for the...
Nope, that's still there. You've still got to shave a bit off the bottom to get it to close.
Goodness me.
It's the same old dreadnought drop pod that we've been used to. It's an absolute chew-on to put together, but it's a good model. It's
universally hated. Yeah.
However,
what more could you want in life?
However, there is a 2-pack of dreadnoughts, 40k ones, which are easier to build.
Is there a Biggie Smalls for a dreadnought?
Not anymore, there's not.
East Coast v West Coast rivalry between the 2 dreadnoughts.
That's what this is.
That's what it is. These dreadnoughts, however, have got stunty doors, so the doors are shorter. They're a bit smaller.
That would really... Are the doors the correct scale to the hull?
Yes.
They are a lot shorter, aren't they?
They're shorter. They're a lot shorter. They take up a little bit less space, but
the doors make no difference, do they?
The doors don't make a difference. But that is configured open all the time. It's models open all the time. And here's the kicker: no combi bolter.
Wow.
I mean, you could just glue one at the top, couldn't you?
You could glue one. Yeah. But that pack, the 2-pack, is £42.50 at Element Games.
And how much is Biggie Smalls?
£34 at Games Workshop or £27.20 at.
So you can get 2 of the 40k ones with the fixed bodies for,
and
1.5. Less than the cost of 2 Heresy official.
You're basically saving yourself a tenner.
Yeah. But here's the thing: the new drop pod, the new deep strike rules mean it can only bring down 1 drop pod a turn.
Yeah.
So the days of like a whole raft of drop pods all hoofing in.
Why are we starting off on this with this so early? Why are you trying to upset me this early into this proceeding?
It's all.
Come on, man.
It's all right. It's okay. It's okay.
But so I mean, you actually technically you probably only ever want 1, really, for just to get on that objective turn 1 or turn 2 even.
But if it were me, I'd probably buy the Legion one simply because the £27 one, because it's going to be easier to transport
and easier to put together.
No, it's going to be harder because I'm going to go for the old
doors
one.
Are out. Oh, the old one. The
new one is easier to build. It's just more of a chew on to transport because its doors are permanently open.
Yeah, I suppose that's a good point.
That's my only advantage. I've seen them in person. They're not bad. They just look different. And I know a lot of people don't like the new design, but it's, horses for courses and that.
People don't like different.
No, they don't like different.
Not around here, they don't.
But these are very much designed for 40k as a competitive game because the number of arguments you've had about dreadnoughts with the doors being open and whether you glued them shut. Honestly. Okay, moving on. We have Saturnine Praetor.
He's the new El Chonko, isn't he? He's a big.
He is definitely El Chonko.
Bit of a chew on to put together.
Yeah, you said they were hard graft.
The characters are not easy to put together. There's a lot of parts to them, but they are very customizable. I mean, I've done mine in the standard pose on the left, but on the right here, to get that pose, what you are doing is you're having to sort of nip off little pegs. so you can pose them a bit easier. But it's very posable.
Why did they not listen to me and just go down the Sigma route? Glue that arm onto that body. That'll do, pig.
Yeah.
That'll do.
That'll do, no problem.
Yeah.
But it's
I don't like the iron halo-y thing at the top. That just looks daft as.
it's optional. You don't have to.
I would not put that on.
Yeah, it could. It's going to take more space in your carry case than it needs.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
But it just seems like a bit nonsense.
It's so posable as well, because I've seen people who've been able to convert these both weapons into two-handed poses, which looks phenomenal. And they are really, really, really posable. They are beautiful models to build. They are a chew-on to build, but they are really nice. And I can definitely see people having a lot of fun, with the whole posing them.
Not me. I can assure you of that, Mr.
I can imagine that is absolutely the case. Okay, so the Satellite Praetors, £31.50 or £25.20 at Element Games, and I imagine they'll be reasonably cheap on eBay as well.
Because you get them in the box set, right?
Yes, you do. You get one in the box set.
One in the box set. Okay, cool.
And it can be armed with either the Thunder Hammer or the Graviton Hammer, I think it is, or the axe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the crack is you do want to keep the parts, because I think there are various different conversions you can do with the.
So, Saturnine Praetor on eBay, between £16 to £30.
Okay, 16's not bad, is it?
No, that is fresh on there today by the look of it.
Oh,
they were going up there originally for like £35, and I was like, "Yep, hang on until it comes out individually if you want another one."
Yeah.
Yep,
the bits are going for £3 or £4 a piece.
They are.
Gotcha.
The next one we've got is we've got the Mark II Veteran Squad with disintegrator weapons. So this is basically a two sprues of the Mark II Marines with a sprue of the disintegrator weapons.
Nice.
£37.50 direct only, simple pack. I thought this was how they might release it, but yeah, it's I'm happy they've done them separately as well. I just can't see many people wanting to buy the pack specifically.
No, because I'm guessing people breaking up the box set for fun and profit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad, is it? I mean, it does kind of make you want to do Iron Warriors a bit. That way they paint them up.
Does it?
I don't know. I think there's a yearning there to do them, but then I'm like, I don't know.
I describe it as the same yearning I have to put my wet fingers into a plug.
I knew mentioning Deep Strike was a bad idea.
It's your fault. I'm triggered, Graham. I am totally triggered.
Really triggered. He's lashing out at everybody. I think they're quite a cool squad, and yeah, I quite like. Don't know. Anyway,
yeah.
Moving on.
We also have the Mark II Centurion. To be fair, you could use him as a Praetor. He's armed with a Power Maul and a Combi Melter, and Cyber Familiar and a Vexelia.
Yeah.
Crack is he is an absolute chew-on to build in this configuration, because that coat, you can't leave the cape separately. If you're building it with the cape, you've got to put it on. The backpack goes over the top. Absolutely, it's not the easiest model to build, but you get 2 different shoulder pads. You don't have to put the cape on it. And I've seen a lot of conversions of this guy. A lot. He has there is an awful lot you can do with this guy.
Okay.
Like, because those arms are whole arms. So I've seen people change up the weapons, and it looks really good.
All right. Well, yeah.
Yeah, Crusade and Heresy, r/Warhammer 40k, lots of different, variations of what people have done with him.
Cool.
And he is where is he? £24 or £19.20 at Element Games. We have missed off the Saturnine Terminator Squad. So
they
are £47.50. You get them at a pack of 4. That's weird. Because
that's weird.
The squad
comes
as
free.
Well, I do apologise.
Yeah. No, Chris. It's not you who's made it in packs of 4.
Me?
How dare you influence?
No, I missed it off. I missed it off the production list.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's you get 4 of each weapons basically, and you get I don't understand why they're in packs of. I would have preferred it if they put them in packs of 6.
Or 3.
Well, you can't put them in 3 because it's 2 to a sprue.
Of course, yeah,
So it's
good
going to be
point.
2, 4,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
6, and I think 6 would have been better. Or just make the squad size
How many's a standard squad?
3.
Oh, well, that's just bullshit, isn't it?
But then you have to get, I'm trying to think, you have to get 12 to make it divisible by squad size, wouldn't you?
Yes, unless you are taking squads in 4. It's annoying. It is annoying, but it's one of those things where maybe you're gonna. Who would you buy it with?
Can you make one a Praetor out of what's there? I assume not.
Probably if you got. Well, I mean, with spare parts.
Hmm.
Because the
That's
Pro Tools
the only reason I can think of doing it.
has a few spare parts on it, but we are getting in the next, which we'll touch on in State of the Union, a Saturnine Centurion. So who knows?
Okay.
Okay, so they're £47.50, or you can pick them up for a bit more reasonable, £38 at Element Games.
Yeah, that is more reasonable. Okay, cool.
Okay, and then we've got a Here's Where It Ends map, £40, direct only. You didn't continue the collection of these, did you, Chris? Because it was a bit of...
No, I just because they made a load of them, so you can buy them where you get them in the books.
Yeah,
or some
I think these are the ones that
nonsense.
came out in the book, but yeah, it was
just-
quite annoying. £40, direct only. Yeah, they're nice. It's just I don't think it's not my personal cup of tea to have a bunch of those lying around. But
They're cool.
Or-
I've got the ones I've got multiples of the first 2
Mhm.
kicking about, and they're cool. But unless you've got a lot of wall space,
Yeah.
or you happen to travel back into the Library of Alexandria and decide you're going to sneak some 40k maps in amongst the Dead Sea Scrolls, then kind of limited use.
I think I quite like the idea of the Solar War map, but the others didn't really sort of. Really sort of.
A couple of them were absolute trash.
Yeah, I mean, this one looks not the greatest. It's just like basically it's got the Chaos Gods hanging around the central palace. It's like,
yeah.
Yeah. It's not really a map as such as a picture, is it?
Yeah, it is. It is. And then we got The End and the Death of Volume 3 in paperback, £8.99 or £7.19 at Element Games.
Actually, talking of maps on a massive tangent, I would like to put, that Normandy map.
Yes.
Which is fantastic, like a reprint of something in the 1950s, incredible map. I think that would be great on a wall.
Yep.
But it's massive. So
there are bits that you can. I got mine out the other day, and there are bits of it that you could trim off and still have an excellent map on it.
Yeah, it really is an amazingly cool map.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
What we're talking about.
Well, so you can get this. And it's basically one of the sort of reprinted Michelin map series, but it's like done from the 1950s, and it basically shows the whole of the sort of Battle of Normandy, but it is like a military map, so it's like incredibly detailed, and it's such an interesting thing to look at. That I would put on the wall. I recommend it to anybody. I think it costs about £10. That's £10 well spent.
I have a map on the wall, but it's of the Avatar universe.
Oh, okay.
When I say Avatar, like the Last Airbender.
Oh, I thought you meant the other one.
Yeah.
I don't know. You've seen mine copy of that map, and it keeps this, and then I don't know where I put it.
Okay.
I know what
it's not on my desk.
Okay, sure. So I guess what we'll do now is we'll head and talk about what we've been up to. Someone obviously nicking all the maps.
Yeah.
Oh, me to introduce this bit. So, what have we been up to this past few? I mean, it's been a while since we've done this section, so I know mine's a bit long, but we did cover quite a few of our games in the last episode, Graham. So we're not too bad for that. But do you want?
I'll go first.
Yep.
I built no models. I painted no models. After a short hiatus on it, I have returned to working on my background project, and I'm thinking, as November is not a million miles away and will mark a significant anniversary for this organization, I feel like that may be the time that I unleash my background project
Okay, sounds good.
onto
good
the
to me.
world. So maybe
Yeah.
I think that would be
That
a
was
fun thing to do.
You can't wait for the next Orlock Power Fist
It's
special.
not that, regrettably. Ongoing rights dispute. That particular project is well and truly on hiatus. But another project is...
right. Okay, cool. Grange, do you want to talk about your painting?
Yeah, it's generally terrible. But no, it's so. What have I done? So I kind of had a little bit of a.
I don't know why your Sphinx hasn't come up here. Give me a second. But yeah, do you want to talk about what you've been...
Yeah, I had a bit of a weird. I think while I was waiting for 3, I didn't really want to feel like painting anything much, because I wasn't really sure what I would potentially have to paint, and it kind of sapped my painting mojo. But I did manage before the end of 2 to finish my, which I'm very pleased with. Actually, I think I'm really pleased with how he's turned out. My big old Thanatar, the plastic Thanatar with the callus, with the big las cannon, Solex pattern las cannon, which I really enjoyed painting him actually, because I think he came out really well.
He looks brilliant.
Getting endless amounts of use out of the Chaos Knight transfer set, because what I've done with my army is they've got these really cool like runes, these chaos runes that you can just liberally chuck on your model. They look like they've been sort of inscribed upon its shell, which I think is very themey. So yeah, I'm really pleased with him. I was also quite pleased with my application of Tamiya Clear Red on his noggin, to give him that effect.
He looks like one of the Eternal bad guys.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what they're called now. But anyway.
And I bought a custom base for him as well. Just because I thought he deserves a custom base because it's quite a nice figure. So I really like this model actually. It was a little bit of a chew on to put together. But not the worst thing I put together from the Mechanicum set, it must be said. I think the only thing that was a bit weird was part of the backpack was very peculiar in terms of its instruction. But yeah, good model. Really enjoyed painting him. He looks fantastic. So I'm very pleased with how he's turned out. So that was all I painted.
That was it? Just a big lad?
Just a big lad, that was it.
That's the thing, isn't it? You've got a new addition on the horizon, like you say. You don't know what is and what isn't going to be.
Sometimes it can really mess with your mojo, and you're like, "Oh, I don't want to paint."
Yeah, I've got.
There you are painting 400 Sisters of Silence models. Just thinking, now's the time.
Yeah, well, I suppose coming on to what I'm going to do next month, I've got quite a list. But anyway, Mr. B, go you and your project.
Yeah, I have been busy. I'm sorry I haven't got mine done like the way we've done it for Graham, because I got the wrong end of the stick. But I've done a bit of work. So for my Imperial Fists, I started out with a command squad. I did 3D print a few extra bodies, so I was able to sort of expand this a bit. These are quite good, actually, these guys with boards and swords. In the new edition, it seems like they are going to be quite good. But yeah, I like them. I like the models.
Nice.
Right. Also did a oh god, his face looks terrible in close up, but a Herald in Mark 6 armor, because you get a load of extra bits with I gotta find a better way to photograph models because they look far better than this in person.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about your photography technique. I don't know whether you got the brightness up too much or the contrast, but something just feels like they you can just see the highlights and it makes them look a bit odd.
Then some Phalanx Warders, another squad of them for 2. I used them in a game with Graham, and they didn't perform that well, did they?
No, they did not. I mean, if it's any consolation, I took a leaf out of the pornography forming industry.
Brace yourselves.
And always shoot my models in soft focus.
Yeah, I'm gonna try some stuff. And I was also gifted. Someone dumped a bunch of stuff.
I would say you're definitely gifted, Mr. B. That's how I
was gifted this Sikaar and Benatar. I've got to add some sponsons to it. And based on new vehicle rules, it's going to be las cannon sponsons.
Yes,
I was
absolutely.
gifted this model. Someone dumped a bunch of stuff at Gamers at Heart, and they were like, "Yeah, just give this to people." So they were like,
"Nice."
for your fist.
I
was like, "Yep."
That is, I mean, I've seen the model in the flesh. It's a great, really nicely painted model.
Yeah, I love it. Ultramarines. I did. Oh no, Solar Auxilia next. Sorry, Charolite Ogrins. 2 squads of them. I've used them. They've not performed very well, have they, Graham?
I don't.
Well, in
recall
2.0 they haven't. They got shot right off the table in 2.0. They might do better in 3.0.
They might do better in 3.0. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. I also did a squad of laser destroyer rapiers for my Solar Auxilia. These ones are 3D printed, so they're not as good as the actual ones.
They are, yeah, useful unit.
Yep. And a Lehman Russ Demolisher, because mostly for 40k, but I kind of had a good feeling about what it was going to do in 30k, and it turns out, yes, actually, they're pretty good in 30k. Demolisher cannons. It seems that they are definitely worth taking. So
nice.
Love a Rust.
Ultramarines, I did the Praetor from the last box set.
Yeah.
Lovely. It's a lovely model. He's got a big axe.
I think it's just his oval shape annoys me.
Yes.
Yeah,
he looks like
very oval.
Humpty Dumpty with an axe.
He looks like one of the aliens from The Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Yes,
definitely.
he does.
Yes, he definitely does. He's very.
But I think the head, the Mark 6 head, doesn't help. When you put a different head on them, they look much better.
Okay. I also did a Overseer for the Ultramarines because Graham thinks I'm obsessed with this model.
You are.
I like that. I like the model, but the rules are pretty good too now. He just gives the Solar Auxilia a lot more of a boost. So yeah, I look forward to using him. A Centurion with a disintegrator pistol. So I first took that straight out of the box set and used that, and yeah, it's a nice model. Bits from the command set, along with an Ultramarines command squad.
Nice.
And sword, 5 of them. And using the spare parts, I was able to make 2 heralds. Because why not? You get a lot of spare parts in that box set.
Yeah,
that you can do a lot with. So
in the box set or in the command set?
The command set. Sorry, the command set.
It's got it sounds like it might be one of those things that you like the melee weapons, but set that you're probably worth buying.
Definitely. I mean, you were asking about where to get shields from.
Yeah, because I want to make a chieftain squad for the Sons of Horus, and they've all got shields.
Yeah, it's £18.50. You get the shields, you get the swords,
but they're chain axes, unfortunately.
Oh, right, you want chain axes? Okay, fair enough. Maybe you'll want the new assault squad then. Okay,
well, I've got this. Oh, is there a new assault squad with chain axes? Is that the Mark II?
Mark II, but yeah, we'll hit on that in a bit.
Right, cool.
Okay, we've got the. I did a chaplain for the word bearers.
That's not a chaplain. That's a diabolist. If I've ever seen one, Mr. B.
Yeah, 100%.
Hang on.
Diabolist. Is it Diabolist anymore?
Well, I don't know.
Wow.
Well, it's a Dark Apostle from 40k, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, a librarian would work.
Yeah, true. That's true.
He's got a book, for goodness sake. That's that's
it.
Pretty. That's a big clue.
Anyone with a book
must be
completely appalled by.
Well, anybody with a book on a battlefield, probably a librarian. Otherwise, why take the book?
To preach the word of Lorgar.
To absorb some of the bolt rounds.
Yeah. I had it in my top chest pocket.
Exactly.
Sort of lethal shot. Okay.
If you want to see how wrong that concept is, watch Mythbusters.
I also did an overseer for the...
wait a minute. Whoa. Does that... I'm assuming it's a massive myth.
What's that?
If you shoot somebody with the Bible in their pocket or whatever, it saves them.
There's a Mythbusters episode. They're pretty much all on YouTube. I think some of them are on Amazon Prime. They're still a great watch. But yes, they do a whole thing about things in top pockets and being shot by them. Yes.
Nothing.
Don't hold your hopes on.
Unless it's Kevlar, body armor, it's just not going to stop.
Yeah, or carbon nanotube, something like that.
It's just not going to be thick enough as a little Bible.
No, I'll find the episode. I'll send it to you in the group. So
maybe the
watch
your lecture might be.
Maybe.
It's a very good shout.
Okay. And then I did an overseer for the word bearers as well.
Very
nice.
cool.
That's a good model.
I do like his head.
Yeah, it's a really good head. It's a really nice head. Okay. And then I did some scenery.
There's more?
Yeah.
Bloody hell, Steve.
That's a Blood Bowl pitch.
I've been busy. No, it's the back of the sun, because basically the only thing that paper is good for is to paint on. I was staying at my sister-in-law's over Easter, and I just painted this scenery that I got
with
Combat Patrol magazine. These are stockades. basically walls.
Oh, okay.
You get walls, so 8 bits
Exciting.
of walls. It is.
Okay.
But I also got this Vox antenna, which I think is actually quite nice.
Yep.
And a landing pad. I didn't realize how thick the masking tape I used for the Haddon stripe was, and I was like, "Oh God!" And then actually, it didn't look too
That's not
bad.
masking tape. That's bloody gaffer tape you've used there.
It was masking tape, but I thought, I want some thick, chunky ones because all the ones I've seen of this, they're like quite what's the word I'm looking for? They're quite
too thin.
But I wanted something a bit chunkier. So when I got it, and then I've got them really chunky.
Yeah, that's a pattern, not a. Yeah, that's like a. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair play.
And then a antenna thing. It's just basically the big red antenna. Basically,
Right.
Much
Okay.
to it other than that. And 2 of these bunkers.
Blimey. How long were your sisters for?
So
How long were your sisters for?
Easter weekend, so like 4 days. But a lot of this is literally dry brushings.
It's for anybody.
I was going to say, I had a lot of conversations with the
lot of family time.
No, it was just me and Megan, and we were cat sitting because the sister-in-law was away. She went to oh God, where did she go again? Brazil? Was it Brazil? No, was it Madagascar? She went to some foreign land to see. Oh, I can't remember. She's been to all sorts of places.
Still the same, Mr. B, isn't it?
No.
Brazil, Madagascar.
She's been to Madagascar. She's been to Brazil. It might have been Brazil.
Timbuktu.
She has been to. Oh, she likes to go on nature holidays, so like seeing all the wild animals.
Well, Madagascar would make sense.
She has been to Madagascar. I'm just trying to remember what it was this time. It might be Borneo.
I'm sure. Well,
that's not Borneo, land of the orangutan.
Land of the orangutan.
Man of the forest. Sort of melds into one because I'm not a nature person. So I know she's been to Brazil. I know she's been to Borneo, and I know she's been to Madagascar. I think it was Brazil this time.
Hey, here's a fact I found out about Mr. B the other day. Guess who's got a gold Duke of Edinburgh's award? Mr. B.
Mr. B. I don't have any Duke of Edinburgh award.
I had a bronze Duke of Edinburgh's award, and I thought that was hard going. And Mr. B is like the SAS of the Duke of Edinburgh awards.
Honestly, I lived in the middle of the Suffolk countryside. There was very little else to do.
And he got it presented by Princess Anne.
Princess Anne, not the actual Duke himself.
No, there you go.
I don't know if that's an upgrade or a downgrade.
I think it's fairly, you're getting it presented by, I assume at that time, 4th or 5th in line?
Yeah, well done.
She was a nice lady.
Well, I'm impressed.
At least now I know that if I'm ever trapped in the wilds of Suffolk,
Mr. B is your man. He can
hunt and
survive,
skin a local cow for food and hide to create shelter.
Yeah, make a nice pair of pants out of it for you.
Yes. I mean,
to be honest, a lot of it was stuff like volunteering and.
You can get the cow to volunteer too. Obviously, we love animals and we don't want to actually harm.
No, absolutely not.
I just want to make this perfectly clear.
Yeah, you can actually do Games Workshop stuff on the Duke of Edinburgh now.
Absolute scam.
That is, yeah.
You can actually go on then for your crafting. You do modelling stuff in a game.
That makes sense.
You get a gold Duke.
I also did a Knight Magaria.
That's nice. Yeah.
Beautiful model. I don't know if it's going to got any good rules anymore, but we'll see.
Yeah. I think the Knights have got a very glow up actually. This edition.
They have. You don't have to take the flipping
armatures
to get a knight anymore. You don't have to take 2.
I think you can take like a number of knights, like 5 in a 3,000 point list now, rather than 2. Which is what you take previous.
And the Moriax has been added to the knights list, as it always should have been.
Yeah, that was very weird that it was in the Questorius. And I sold my Moriax as well. I'm a bit gutted
in the Mechanicum list still.
Yeah,
isn't it? But it's also in. Is it the War Engine?
They were unbelievably. It's a Walker type. But they were unbelievably expensive for the points of what they did. They were more expensive than the Contempted Dreadnought and 3 times as worse.
Yeah. All I'm saying is I'm eyeing up some Moriaxes now because I can take them at last.
They're a really nice model, actually. Really nice model.
They are where they belong in the Knights. And then finally,
a load of armatures to build.
I did these tokens, which turned out to be completely not actually needed anymore.
No, they're the old statuses, aren't they?
Yep, the old status tokens. I did these for me and Graham before Harry's camp. So
yeah,
turns out
I have used them.
Yes, so have I. And then
now that tail doesn't wobble anymore.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Thank you, though, Mr. B. I appreciated it.
Yes, they worked at the time. Okay. What about games played? So I put these all into one thing. So these are games. Oh, I thought this one was going to be the last one. This is my first game. I played James. Just the day before. Well, not day before. Well, I suppose it is the day before Heresy Camp. In the daytime, went to Hartlepool Gamers. This is the room, one of the rooms that we have down by this shop at Hartlepool Gamers. And we just sort of. I took my terrain because we were going straight to Heresy Camp, and they were borrowing that there. But it was beautiful. Sisters of Silence list, absolutely tore me apart. I mean, he's got Janita Kroll was just a beast, and it was not pleasant. I mean, it was a great game because James is an excellent opponent, but
he is.
It was a bloodbath from my end because Janita Kroll can take out tanks with a sword.
You've had no luck with that solo to the army. I've got to be honest with you. I don't think you've actually never won a game with it.
Nope. But I love the list. I love the army.
I think it's a statement of true of most Solar Ox players.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the Starties universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
Lovely selection of tanks there, Mr. B.
Yeah.
Beautiful selection of armor.
You know what the really sad thing about this is, though? James's list, as we know, not almost everything in it he can't have anymore. It's awful.
Is that right?
Yep. Almost
They've only got
on that list is
Naffle and Naffle to choose from these days.
They've got what is it? They've got kits wise, they've got one sprue plastic kit. They've got one character in resin. They've got one upgrade kit in resin and one vehicle kit in resin, and that's literally all they've given them in the legacy stock.
They have. So the Anathema Psychana army list is Janita Kroll, Knight Centura, Anathema Cadre, and the June Buggy. That's it. 4 unit entries.
Blimey.
Yeah.
Didn't they have bikes or something? Was that in 40?
Because if you see, James has got. If you look on the middle photo at the bottom, you can see the bikes there. He's converted from the Escher bikes.
Oh yeah,
Necromunda, because they've got vehicles in Necromunda now for some reason.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Expansion of. Yes, we'll get onto PDFs and such like due course.
Yeah, but he absolutely ripped me apart, which was, if you listened to the last episode, you would know that was basically my weekend, getting killed.
Going out with a bang, effectively.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. This is me and Graham. Was this this was our last 2.0 game, wasn't it, Graham? Do you want to?
I'd forgotten about this. I can't even remember it, to be honest with you. It was that long ago. What was I rocking? Mechanicum again.
Mechanicum. You have the 2 tank squadrons.
Oh, yes.
The Falaxi, the Borax.
Yeah.
I did take down the Kaitan, but it took all my shooting.
It still did some pretty good damage on the way through as well, didn't it? If I remember rightly.
Yeah.
It's such a great model. So I will miss.
Took it out.
Yeah, I will miss using it very much because it's not quite as cool in the new edition as you'd expect.
But it's a cool model to still use it.
It was very good. But yeah, I can't remember. I think that was just my sort of classic tactic, really, of running the Kaitan with the. I think I used Cybernetica in this one, so I couldn't boost him up like I could if you use the sort of Dark Mechanicum things. But yeah, he still did a number on things, and I think it was the first time I used the big lad as well. One of the, I think he was in the army list. So
I took off 2 whole points using rotor cannons, and I was like, how on it was the pinning, not the pinning, the bending. I was like, okay, fair enough.
But good times.
Something for once. Yeah, it was a good game.
Yep.
It was a very good game. Last Cannon Squad was obviously, there, but
I think I ignored them actually, so they couldn't return fire me until I had to kind of deal with them.
Pretty much. And your Archmagos punched Fafnir around to death.
Oh, that pleased me immensely.
That pleased me.
Now that
least surprising statement I'm ever going to hear.
That pleased me massively. Yes, I did give him a slap. So yeah, good times.
Okay, next one is... Oh, is this from the... Yeah, from the same game.
Same game.
Same game, so for more photos.
Yeah. But you can't take that list in
No,
easily.
wait a minute. Is this the same game?
I
No,
believe it's
not.
same.
This
Is
is
it not the
This
same
is
game?
our first 2.0 game.
3.0 game.
3.0 game. Yes, that's right. This is our first 3.0 game.
Oh,
when
yeah.
we took when we played 1K.
We did.
So-
We just sort of threw some
And-
things down
hang
and
on,
hoped for the best.
Wait. You took 1,000 points and Graham took 2 Krioses.
Yeah, of course.
Fine, I took a dreadnought and a
Oh, that's not so bad, Mr.
and a
You didn't take
Karen.
two
I think we were
lightning
trying to,
guns?
we purposely tried to take a variety of things.
That's what it is it?
So it's a variety of colours.
Variety of Krioses, yeah.
No,
The most similarly armed, in fact.
in all seriousness, we were trying to take a variety of different units with different rules so that we were forced to look up more often than we probably would do, because that's what we need to do now. We need to figure out how
what things do what.
What stuff does what? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So the Krios is quite cool in this edition. So previously it used to have 4 shots, which was, it was amazing. 4 shots, strength 9, AP2, ordnance, I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
So now it's got 2 shots, but it's got ordnance, fire rate or whatever it is. So if you don't move, it doubles the number for the thing that you mentioned. So it does go up to 4 shots again. So that's quite cool. But yeah, there is still a good unit, I think.
Yeah.
So
everything's changed. Some stuff has stayed the same, but I
Yeah.
mean, how did you
the
find
Voraks were good.
Oh,
I mean, the problem is it's just so much to look up stuff in book, and because you can't take anything for granted now. So every single rule you have to look up. So like ordnance, well, used to be 2 dice bit the highest. Now it's something else. What was the other one? Armor Bane doesn't do anything like you used to do. All of these things have to be looked up until they get into your noggin what they do. So whereas before we could play a 3 or 3,500 point game in 3 hours because we knew all of the rules back to front. Now it's a long slog. It feels like a long slog. But having said that,
last night.
Yeah, having said that, it was good in an interesting way, if that makes sense. Different in an interesting way, I would say. It was like, oh shit, they do that now, do they? Oh, that's interesting. Or these things aren't as good as they used to be, but they do something else. And I think the weapon statuses were a big factor. Like nerfing quite a lot of Mr. B's army with suppression and whatever the other ones with an S is, I can't remember. But just to stop him from doing stuff, which is really good. So yeah,
Nice.
Lots of suppression weapons in the Mechanicum.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Suppression is very good.
Cool. Yeah, so I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I never want to play this again. It was like, okay, cool, I'm looking forward to my next game.
Yeah.
When I understand it a bit more.
Yeah, I was definitely really enjoying how it worked. The Voraks, as you say, really, really good. Because they've got their setup move, which meant that they were able to charge straight into combat, which of course meant that I couldn't react.
Yeah, you can't volley fire or anything. So the combat's a bit weird now. So you have this, whereas before you'd get into like within 12 inches, throw 2 dice, add your movement bonus to it, or fleet or whatever, and see if you got there. Now you basically move a certain amount of it's your initiative, but then you plus it depending on how fast your actual movement value is. So it's possible to get locked in combat before they get a chance to react.
Yep.
So you don't actually have to roll a dice to charge at that point. If you can get within an inch of them, if you're base to base rather than they're in combat at that point, which is an interesting way of doing it.
Yeah, so I had no chance to react, but you went up against the Contemptor and Voraks. They don't.
Not really designed for that. Yeah,
they're not going to take down Contemptors. Not very well.
No, you're asking for some big dice.
Moving on. So this was. Oh, these are more photos from our.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's the Kaitan.
This is the game where
this is the 3.0 one. Yeah, so you had a couple of. I mean, you had some tanks there, didn't you? You had
Land Raiders, the Venator,
Venator, Sakaran.
As is typical for a Venator, didn't do a lot.
Yeah, maybe the new edition, eh?
Maybe the new edition. I
Cool.
mean, realistically, it should do better than it does, but
That's always been the
The ballad of
yeah. That's literally every time you use a Venator, that's always the case. It will only ever hit once. That's the rule, even though it's 2 shots.
This thing definitely. This would be the time it also one shot something. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But okay. So what's is next on the photos? Oh, this is our game last night. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
So trying to plug your
yeah.
sneaky
So
side
promoting-
hustle video.
So
Yeah.
I clicked on something that
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
it could have been
the
much worse, ladies and gentlemen. All I'm going to say is it could have been much, much worse. Someone has a VPN in their house. That's all
one
we're
of
going to
his
say.
one of his side hustles. Yeah, on the, trying to. I mean, you're trying to paint every Legion model, aren't you? How far have you
Yes.
got with that?
I just finished the Death Guard.
Gotcha.
So apologies, I clicked on that because it's
Okay.
absolutely.
So this was the second game that we had, and actually I kind of got the hang of list building, which we'll probably come on to later, because it's something that a load of people have asked about. Well, too, and so I think it's our public duty to sort of explain how we've built lists, because it is very different, and I really couldn't get my head around it. And I'm assuming that people are, who listen to this podcast are of a slightly more senior demographic and may struggle with this thing called change. So, yeah, it's probably worth just talking through it, I think, just to get the hang of it. But I've got the hang of it now, but it did take a few goes to get my noggin in line. So anyway, this time we had 1,500 points, and we had proper lists that had to, with the proper, using the proper way of doing things. And I also added the cyberthurgy powers in for the Mechanicum, so to get a handle on how to use those, because they're important. So yeah, I had things like, what do I have in this? So 1,500 points I have got. Actually, I've got them on my list right in front of me. So I had an Archmagos, so he's the high command slot, which I'll talk about in a bit. And then I had a Magos, and he is what is in the, is that Prime detachment it's called?
Yes, prime slots or something like that.
I can't remember what they're. Hold on, I've got the big book here with it all on somewhere. I did have anyway. But yeah, the list building thing is a bit of a pain. So yeah, the primary detachment, you've got one of those, right? So should we do this now or should we do it later? What do you want to do?
Should we touch on it a bit later?
Let's do that. Anyway, so I had a Magos, an Archmagos, a Magos, which is one of the command things. In the Mechanicum list now, troop choices are just the tech priests. You can't take anything else, which is very weird. But they've got this controller rule, so basically they can join other units because they've got the sergeant and specialist rule as well. So that's great. And then I had an Apex attachment which was two Krios Venators and one Trios armored conveyor. So I wanted to see how transports worked. But what was cool here is that because my high command, my Apex attachment comes from Macrotech, which means that all of the vehicles get +1 to their front and side armor, up to maximum of 14, unfortunately. And they get extra +2 hull points as well. So they're like souped up tanks and stuff. So it's like, yes, please, I'll have some of that. And then I had a Decimator, which is a logistical advantage from my primary detachment. And then some tech thralls to go in my armored conveyor. They're much more expensive. They used to be cheap as chips, like next to nothing.
Yeah.
Now they're 10 points a model. So 20 of them's 200 points. And their armored conveyors 200 points as well. And then for my final squad, I had 2 Castellat Destructors with multi-melters, because multi-melters are pretty cool.
They're very,
So, yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? Resilient.
They are, but they're super cheap now. I mean, a pack of Castellats is 100 points. Whereas before it was like 160 points or something, 120 points for one model. So, but they have, the number of wounds has gone down. But yeah, they're a much more cheaper unit. And if you put a tech priest with the Cybernetica or a Mega Cybernetica, they then become scoring as well. So they can actually hold objectives, which Automata can't normally.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool stuff. But the actual game itself, I charged forward with my decimator to get on the objectives early. Mr. B did the same thing with his Sword Auxiliary.
Yes, I did.
Do you want to flip some pictures, Mr. B?
Yeah, is it some new pictures? There we go.
Yeah. So, but now obviously getting objectives early is the key to the game. So you have to have units that can kind of move at a fair crack. So I wanted to see what the transport could do. But Mr. B beat me to it. He got his both of his units on the objectives turn one.
Did.
So I had to sort of
transports can move. You guys can get out and do a full move.
Yeah, and they can move their full move, and you can still do that, whereas before it was only half.
Plus, they can do like rushes and stuff. And
yeah, really cool. So, yeah, Mr. B got on the objectives, but the decimator has the vanguard rule, which means if he kills a unit that's holding an objective or drives them off, I think, you get the brackets value for doing that. So, Mr. B had got a couple of early points, and he had some. You got more. You had line, weren't they? They were line one. Your guys.
Line. So
So you had
point.
Yeah, so you had 4 points on turn one, but I managed to turn it around by basically beating him off the objective and then controlling it with the decimator, and my tech thralls just sort of managed to weirdly overwhelm the Solar Auxilia in combat, which I was surprised about.
They did,
but they're tough. You see, toughness 5 tech thralls now. So they may be stupid, but they are tough. So yeah, all good.
And they are fairly stupid.
They are fairly stupid, but they're not completely stupid. So yeah, but cool unit. But they've just got to be painted, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
They're single color red at the moment. So yeah. But yeah, it's a good game. We learned a lot. Things like volley fire. We did that for the first time. We did close combat for the first time, which has got about 1,000 stages. We didn't do challenges yet. We haven't done challenges yet.
No, we haven't. Because I didn't have anyone who could take a challenge who was going to go anywhere near that.
Yeah. So yeah, all good.
Yeah. Okay. So what have we got next? And that just returns us to the beginning. So
yeah.
So that is. Oh, my camera's got a bit funny again.
That's a very unflattering photo.
It is a very unflattering. I'll just.
Just clicking on random things on the internet.
That's what happens.
Who knows? Who knows what gets when he's off camera? Who knows?
Yeah. Well, we know now. Looking at that face.
Look at that. Yeah.
No, you've got a perfectly adequate face, Mr. B. It's just that it's not the best expression that you've got there. You look like you're asleep.
The amount of Space Marine heads I've seen putting a face similar to that over the last 5 years.
Oh yeah. We have seen some very interesting Space Marine faces.
Yeah, we have. Somebody should model that straight away. Right, cool. So what's the next session?
Next session, State of the Union, isn't it? Oh
no, what we're going to do? What we're going to do? What we're going to try and do?
Yeah, what we're going to try and do.
So I've got to finish my Dark Mechanicum. So that means finishing the Krios that I've got, which you gave me, Mr. B. Which does need a little bit of conversion work because it's slightly out of whack, but it's all good. And then I've got 2 armoured conveyors to paint and 40 tech thralls. And then that army will be done.
Nice.
And probably not legal, but I can work out a way to get most of it in. What about you, Mr. B?
I want to try and get my breaches for the... If I've frozen again.
That's okay. It's not quite so bad this time. You look like you're a man deep in thought.
I want to get my breaches for the Imperial Fist style. I've got a squad of normal breaches and a squad of the veteran breaches. Veteran breaches now because of the
Legacies document. Yeah,
they're armed with Volkite charges. And I've got a normal squad as well who are just the normal guys, but I suppose I can take them as veteran breaches as well.
Nice.
And another overseer, but this time for the Imperial Fists.
Okay. How many overseers is that?
3. He likes an overseer.
3.
I do like the overseers.
Poor guardsmen.
They're good. They're good models.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can use them as a chaplain as well, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah,
okay.
True.
Cool.
Oh, good. State of the Union.
We have pictures.
We usually do the things we talk about.
Mm.
So, live
Yeah.
production meeting, people. Yes, I forgot to
Yeah.
pictures for State of the Union.
Okay.
So I'm going to do this slightly differently. So, right, where are we? So, Graham, you're going to be Chris.
Yeah. So, Chris is this is State of the Union. Welcome to State of the Union, where we talk about things that are in or around the world of heresy that aren't new models or potentially rules or things we've done. So 3.0 is here and alive and well. So what are we thinking about this new edition, and what does it bring to the gaming tables of the world? A big and open question, Mr. B. Well,
a lot less
where,
scissors of silence.
who wants to? Yeah, who wants to start down this particular controversial route?
So, is this where we're going to do the major chat on 3.0 at this?
I think so. That seems to be the
Okey-dokey.
question.
So let's dive in, shall we? The PDF got released a day early, which was exciting. For the Talons of the Emperor. That was a fun, exciting 25 minutes while
I mean, I could
the
feel the rage,
the universe process.
this sort of vortex of rage centering on West Sussex. So, what was your biggest? What were the losers from that? Then let's put it that way.
Heteron Guard just deleted,
Gone.
gone. Do not click
Yeah.
the pounds to notice. There were some good things. There were some bad things.
They could be represented by just normal guards, I guess.
Unless you've got the swords, or you have guys with 2 claws, or things like that. Yeah, and Meridian Blade. I expected Meridian Blades to go. I knew that they were going to bite the bullet because they didn't do a model for them. So I thought, yeah, they'll bite the bullet. I knew that. I just prepared myself for that. I didn't prepare for the Heteron Guard to just be
deleted from the annals of
from existence. Just like, no, they don't exist.
Never had them. Yeah.
Never a thing. Don't you worry. Move on. The bodyguards of the Emperor. No, don't know what you're talking about.
Who needs them? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. They're gone. The Guardian Axes, they got taken away.
I'm very surprised by that.
There were the thing. I think that this is a thing that applies to both Custodians and Sisters of Silence, because they came out at the same time. It's almost 10 years since we got. Actually, no, it's not 10 years. I looked it up the other day as to how many years it had been since we got the first Custodies book, Inferno. Let me just click it up when it was released. I think it was up 2017. So it's like 7 or 8 years now since we had that book. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? And Sisters of Silence, especially, from where they were to where they are, they have just been completely ravaged. And the only reason they've been completely ravaged is because GW have gone, we don't want to develop that product line.
Yeah, because aren't the Custodies are available in 40k as well, aren't they?
So it's Sisters of Silence.
Oh, right. Okay.
You can take both, but they just don't get
they've never got anything more than what they got when they first released.
When they first came out, that's it. That's the extension of that product line.
I see what you mean.
Apart from when they got the female custodian, I think it was a female one, or a male custodian, and the Sisters of Silence character twin pack.
Yes, in 40k they got a character twin pack. From a set of books.
Right.
So there's never been a continuation of that product line,
right,
since that point. And the same
they were in a box set, weren't they? Once were they in a box set?
Yeah,
Burning of Prospero. Yeah.
You got the Sisters of Silence, you got Custodians, you got some Space Wolves, or Thousand Suns. Thousand Suns. And that's been it. That line just went, we're not going to go any further with that. But the thing is, the thing I can't get my head around with that is, and it only really struck me the other day, was who sits down and goes, I'm going to write rules for these models. I'm going to write rules for these models. oh yeah, sure, no worries, go for it, do it. But we're never going to release the models to go with those rules. So why? What is the green light What is the process?
I'm imagining that they will say, we need a particular type of model for this army, and they go, yeah, okay, write the rules for it, and then we'll build the figures. And then they go, yeah, we just never got the time to make the sculpts for those figures. I'm guessing that's how it works.
But then,
other things have come along to take the factory space or whatever that are more important.
March 2017, so yeah, 8 years. Since that book came out, 8 years of
the same
one additional model.
Yeah.
And 2 rule books since that point, and they haven't done anything to support those sets of rules.
No.
For the Sisters of Silence. Yes, the Custodians have fared a little bit better, but only because they have a slightly larger 40k support.
I suppose it's one of those sort of chicken and egg things, right? It's like, were they saying, well, actually, we didn't do any more Sisters of Silence because nobody bought them, but then nobody bought them because there wasn't any models.
There was no models. But then, but surely I don't know what the manufacturing and production process is there, but surely someone must go, right, we're going to do this army, we need rules for this army, and we're going to release models to go with these rules. And that's the thing that also annoys me, is that, okay, you introduce Guardian Axes from the 40k universe into the 2nd edition Heresy Custodes.
Yeah.
So, because you've got the models that exist there for them, but then you release this PDF document that goes, no, because it's not in a Heresy box. It doesn't account, doesn't apply.
Yeah, which is very, very, very irritating.
Which, we released one guy that could potentially have Meridian Blades, but then you write the rules, create, or at least make some. When it can't be complicated for Games Workshop to go, right, let's do an upgrade sprue for the Custodians that involves hands and a sword.
Yeah.
The 3D printers can all do it. So, but that's the problem, isn't it? They then back themselves into these holes where they're releasing rule books and PDF that heavily redact stuff, and then having to release 206 pages of legacy documents to suddenly fix the holes that they've.
Yeah, and I suppose it's a weird one, isn't it?
But yeah, the Custodes list. There are some good things. The problem is they don't have any scoring units. They can only Vanguard.
Okay,
is a problem. They can only attack and take points off opponents on objectives. That's the only major way of them scoring additional victory points.
Sure.
They do all now have Eternal Warrior, but that does work slightly differently. They take one less damage from the shot, and
that's not bad. I mean, there's no.
It's great, absolutely great.
Good.
And they've all got lightning blows back, which is good. But yeah, it's just what isn't for my army. What wasn't a very big list anyway is now a lot and significant amount smaller than it was. Gotcha. So they can't. So the Aquilians,
the Terminators,
the Terminator guys, they can't. Yeah, so they can't take multiple. You're going to get them in the variations that the box was. So you can't have 2 power fists. I can't remember if in second you could or not off the top of my head. But yeah, it's just a real. It's like a winding down. Is kind of how it sort of feels at this point in time.
I mean, I think everything's taken that hit. To be honest with you, everything feels a lot less powerful than it was. There are apart from the disintegrator weapons, for example, there are very few things that are AP2 ranged AP2.
Yeah,
that are, I mean, las cannons obviously, but yeah, it does feel like there's a lot of sort of a powering down of everything across the board.
Yeah,
but equally, things have been lost.
Yeah, I mean, basic guys are still pretty much the same. 5s across the board, 2 wounds. They have got better in vulnerable save now. I think some of them have anyway.
Obviously six is
The Sentinels
nice.
have got a 5+ in vulnerable save
Oh, nice.
from the shields.
I mean, do you think they've kind of designed them more to be an allied detachment than a standalone army?
Certainly feels that way.
On the other hand, last time, how long did we wait to get the book?
Yeah, I mean, also you've got an assault vehicle now
Yay!
for the first time ever.
For the first time, we do have that.
Well,
That's
no,
good.
apart from the big thing.
That's a positive that the Cronus is now.
It's quite a big model, the Cronus, though, isn't it?
It's not small, yeah.
It's 150 quid as well.
Yeah, it's 150 quid.
Okay.
It has a transport capacity of 12 when everyone
It's bulky.
is bulky too. So
Yeah.
unless you're putting in Valdor, who's bulky 3.
Right. Okay.
Bulky 4, in fact.
Okay.
For the big guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, deep strike is a concern.
One-shot deal.
Yeah. Did
One
see?
turn.
Yeah, one shot per turn. Sorry. Yeah.
He does modify reserve rolls though, so that's one good thing about having him kicking around. But
Can they all deep strike? Do they need teleport transponders for 300 points a model? Or
teleport transponders don't exist.
Oh, right. So can you deep strike the army?
So the only way you can deep strike is with one of the Golden Exemplar guy, so basically one of the HQs. He can. I'm trying to find it now. I think that's where it was. That's at the stupid PDF thing. Basically, yeah, you have to have an HQ choice. He joins a unit, and that unit can deep strike. Array strikes rather do very similar thing to what they used to do. Trying to find Exemplar as a golden thingy, but it's all.
Do the Terminators have more wounds than a Saturnine now, or not? I did wonder whether they would up them.
Let's have a look. Shield Captain, Custodian Guard, so they're Aquilians. Aquilian Terminator has got, so it's 5 strength, 5 weapon skill, 5 ballistic skill, 5 strength, 6 toughness, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 3 attacks.
Okay.
2+, 4+.
Okay, not bad. Initiative 5's nice.
Yeah. They are all leadership 10, cool 10, willpower 8, IN 8. I can't remember what I am.
Initiative. Intelligence. Sorry,
intelligence 8. That's it. So, yeah, they're not shabby, but yeah, it was the Heteron getting wiped for little to no reason. That really not because I've always had a list with them in it.
Yeah,
and I built a 6-man 2 claw squad that would absolutely rinse a unit when it walked up to it, and I can't take that.
Now done.
I can't take that in any way whatsoever. I can't use them as Aquilians because Aquilians can't take 2 claws. So yeah, that was unpleasant. But yeah, we didn't come out the worst of the 2 Talons lists when you look at the absolutely dismal showing the Scissor Silence we've got. And I can only hope that they're going to get some love because they
maybe if they do a Siege of Terror thing, or maybe something like that, or War on the Webway or something.
Yeah, unless they come out, unless they do Demons and they do War on the Webway with Custodes, Sister Silence, and the Demons as a collective unit in that at that time, that I can see making sense, given the fact that they're going back and doing Istvan again as the first book. I can see it happening at that point. But they do, for an army that, even if it's just an allied detachment, the Sister Silence need more than 2 HQs, a troop choice, and a transport.
And a transport, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's just, it's just trash.
I guess without their natural enemies, the demons rules, people aren't going to bother with them anyway.
Well, I suppose, if you're facing Thousand Suns, they're always usually have up your sleeve, or if you're,
That's true.
I haven't looked at the Chaos, the traitor side, as to who can and can't summon any longer. I haven't looked into that. But
I haven't looked at the traitors.
there was
either.
always especially at the end of 2.0, there was definitely a use for them because people were summoning stuff and they were always a good thing to have up your sleeve because they weren't very expensive.
Yeah.
And they would solve that problem for you, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got absolutely shafted.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we got all the assassins back, which was nice.
Okay.
And then the legacies document had the last model assassin they released.
Right.
Okay. The traitor one.
Yeah, the traitor one. So, yeah, good things. But yeah, if you were a single list Custodes player, I think you would say, come on.
Fair enough.
Which I am. So, and then then we got the other PDF document the other day.
Okay. My thoughts on 3.0. Well, I played the game. I must admit, before, a little bit worried. Not going to lie. I was a little bit worried because a lot of things were missing. People were unhappy. There was people saying, obviously we had some of the rules leaked, not all of them. Having played it, having seen the Legacies document, I'm a lot happier now. I think the game, to be honest, works better now. I think it's better. It is, at its core, it's exactly what we played before. But there's a few changes, and a lot of it is down to the special rules. They've taken away rerolls. There's not a lot of them. You can't, you've got less manipulation in that regards. It feels like everything in the list can do something. Like the rotor cannon before, it could do pinning, but it was dependent on taking wounds, which it struggled to do. Now it does. You have to take a suppressive test regardless, as long as it hits you. Flamers have gotten scary good because although they're not going to kill you, they can do a panic. They can panic you and rout you, which is the old falling back. I think in general the game's in a good place now. Obviously, it's going to depend on people because there are some lists which still can't be used as they were. But
I think, I think you're right. The stage systems do make it a lot more interesting because everything can do something rather than things that just do nothing. So that does make it quite cool, I think.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. It just requires a little bit of head scratching to get there.
Yeah, it's like we couldn't see in the setup for the game seize the initiative, but it's in the missions. It's like, okay, why isn't that a universal rule? So apparently it's not a universal rule. It's only going to be on certain missions. It's not all of the missions. So we were looking for seize the initiative, couldn't find it. And
we spent about an hour trying to find out whether you could still fire a template weapon with a snapshot.
You can. It doesn't say anything about you can't snapshot. So when your decimator is charging in with its implacable advance, which means you can fire all weapons as volley fire. Apart from, is there any you can't fire with implacable advance? I think it's
you can't fire heavy or ordnance weapons.
So so you basically can do a template weapon shot on a volley fire, which is crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But you do that after you sell.
So
it's get yourself into a better position to fire. And what else is it? Oh, the one that's a real head scratcher. The person who loses the roll off at the beginning deploys first.
Yeah.
So
very strange. There are lots of things.
I can kind of understand that though. That kind of makes sense to me in a way because the person who wins can then see how the opponent is deployed, and so they can deploy to counter that, which makes more sense to me than how it did when it was your initiative. You deploy first, but you gave your opponent tactical advantage in doing that.
Yeah, if I was going up against a melee army, I would always go second.
Yeah,
because I never invariably had tanks and things that I would want to be shooting their transports with the horrible melee units in. So and also those missions where you've got to go on the objective at the end of the game, which we don't have anymore, but they may probably come back.
Maybe.
It makes more sense to go second because you've got a chance to kind of nab it at the end rather than have to wait it out. So yeah. But yeah, I think there's a lot of things going on there. That are, I mean, the rules do make sense. Don't get me wrong. There's no rules that are going there, but it's just finding them is the pain bit that we have to go through. Unfortunately,
I wish it's like the last edition. It doesn't have an easy index shows where all the rules are. So if you're looking for a particular rule, it might not be in the universal special rules of the in the main rule book. It's going to be in the universal special rules of the Marines rule book because it only applies to Marines, which I get you want to cut down the size of the book, but it's very, very, very irritating to have to
agreed
deal with that. And I would rather
put it all in one place rather than spread it around.
Yes, get it in one place. I'd be much happier with that. If there was like a, I don't know, universal special rules booklet, that would be better.
Well, actually, I saw somebody today. I saw somebody on one of the internet groups. Somebody had taken their Age of Darkness rulebook and basically cut it up.
Yeah, cut that up
and then basically created like little sections, little sort of pamphlet-sized things because they had binding. They had put binding on them. Mm-hmm. So they create these little kind of mini books, which I thought actually, do you know what? They would be super useful rather than lugging around a book where half of it is just nonsense fluff that nobody's interested in. Clearly. Whereas the meat and potatoes of it is the only bit that I'm interested in. That would be okay. But then it's the thought of smashing up a perfectly good rule book. But maybe get one off eBay with the old splitters. Might be a thing. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. There was a lot of concern before this because it was like, oh crikey, really? You're changing this and you're changing that, and how's this all going to work with my army? And I think there have been some armies that have lost out, as there was in second. There used to be some great units in first that got absolutely nerfed to death in second edition. So it always happens. But I think in terms of the game itself, where is it at? So my worry is we've only played each other, Mr. B.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you haven't played Gareth,
and we haven't played a Gareth type player.
Who's
poor Gareth, but he knows that's how he plays.
He knows what he's about.
He knows, and those sort of loophole-esque players who will go, oh, if I combine this, that, and that, the other, in some combination that probably wasn't intended as they wrote it, but it can be interpreted in that way. Then you're going to end up with a very unhappy experience, I think. And that's, there feels like there might be more room for exploitation of the Force org structure was kind of in place and it kept things in line a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like it can be open season, on whatever. To be fair though, I've struggled to make my army work with the new restrictions, but I think there's probably armies out there, particularly in some of the Astartes books, where you could quite happily make something genuinely awful. But then you could previously, right? So it's not that same old really. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting how it pans out. I'm not hugely enamored with the sort of Istvan 3 style approach, where you have to buy a book for 3 units or whatever.
Yeah.
That seems a bit cheeky. But the rest of it, in terms of the quality of stuff, the Mechanicum book's really good. But the problem is I know that I can't keep rules in my head very well, so I'm not playing anything except one army. That's the approach I'm taking, even though I've got like 6. I'm just going to go, I'm going to play one army and understand one army before I do anything else.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play Astartes and then the Mechanicum. So I'm just going to play one army, which is the Mechanicum, because that's the thing I painted last. And that's all I'm going to do until I understand the rules. And then I might bring the Ultramarines out or whatever.
Fair enough.
Makes sense.
But also, playing against other people is a great way of learning rules.
Mm-hmm.
because you get because they may interpret things differently, or they make up some cool stuff. And you're like, oh, I hadn't thought of that. That's a really good idea. That's what that rule does. That's how that rule works, kind of thing. So I think that's the key: is you just have to play the games to get through the pain.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so that's my thoughts. The legacy stuff, they threw everything at it, didn't they? Everything, including the kitchen sink, was thrown at that document. We had a little bit of a sort of personal speculation as to whether, because it was kind of delayed and it was supposed to be out day one, but it took them a few weeks to get it out.
I just don't understand. I just don't understand why you would put a rule book out that excludes all these things, and then a week later go, oh no, wait, actually, the Angel's Tears, they can take assault cannons. Don't worry about it, and you can have your assault cannons back. Yeah, no, it's
to be
fine.
fair,
Don't
the book
worry
would have
about
been
it.
massive with all of that stuff in it.
Yeah, but
it was already.
That it shouldn't be an excuse. It's either
it's only one page for a unit. They could have got rid of all that bloody fluff. Nobody reads that.
Get rid of the fluff. I don't understand. Just from
wait to
you either. It's this thing of it sort of falls in the same premise of I'm going to write rules for a unit, but I'm not going to make the unit. I'm going to write a rule book that's going to lay out these rules, and these are the units and the things that you can take. Oh no, wait.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what? Yeah, we're gonna release a document that actually adds back everything that we took out from your army's war gear. And
I don't understand that. I mean, I would have gone with, if you're going to do it, just get rid of it all, right? Just to say there's no legacies. What's in the book is what you get, and just stick with that, right?
Yeah.
Because my worry is that there's so many things in that legacies document now that if you're looking through the book and trying to find, oh, that's interesting, that person's got that in that unit. Now it's like, but they could have some crazy shit like the Sun Killers used to be in the legacies document that's kind of not there because that you're not going to read all the time. And so therefore you're kind of getting these rules by obfuscation thing.
Yeah.
People don't know what this particular unit does because it's actually not in the main books. If I'm honest with you, and again, I would have been cutting my own nose off to spite my face here, I would have just said, just get rid of it all. If it's not in the book, just have the courage to say it's done, right?
Yeah.
But not just
the legacy document is 206 pages long.
It's a whole book itself, right?
Yeah.
So
I know there are sort of multiples of things. You've got like I said, you've got the different chaplains and things,
or heralds
chaplains and armor.
That seemed a bit unnecessary. They could have just added in a.
But even so, I mean,
just to be kind of clear, I'm not saying those units shouldn't have been there. I said either put them in the book or don't put them anywhere.
Yeah,
which I think is
it's this weird half and half approach of we're going to make you spend 45 quid on the new rule book, but actually that doesn't tell you the whole story because for whatever reason we've decided that what we put in the rule book isn't actually true.
But like the assault cannons, for example, I've no idea what the rules of them are going to be, right? Because are they actually are there rules?
They've got the list. Yeah, the last assault cannon still exists in the main book. Because
Imperial Fist Terminators, they don't.
They probably do the legacies now.
Guess what, Mr. B? Let me have a look. The following item is added to the Legion heavy weapons list when selecting war gear options for a model with Imperial Fist trait. With heavy support squads that make use of this option referred to as Elastic support squads. Elastic assault cannon, 20 points.
But not for Terminators.
Well, that's for heavy support squad, yeah. You can have...
Well, is it? Because there's a comma. So the sentence reads, the following item is added to the Legion heavy weapons list when selecting war gear options for a model with the Imperial Fist trait, comma. With heavy weapons squads that make use of this option
you're right, yeah.
referred to
as
support squads.
It's a separate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
So if they can Terminators take something from the heavy weapons section? I'm guessing they probably can't.
I think they can take limited heavy weapons.
Anyway,
so that's the thing exactly. It's just like
you're not going to.
The Dawnbreakers lost their spears, They lost their swords, sorry.
Right.
Got those back. Angel's Tears got all their weapon options back.
I'm going to be controversial here, and I think that they initially planned not to do this to the level that they've done it.
Yeah.
I think that they were like, look, let's just get rid of all this stuff. We're not making the models for it. Just let's not bother. And that was the decision that they made when they made the books, right?
Yeah.
And then I think somebody went, ooh, there's a lot of anger about the fact that all of their stuff's missing. Maybe we have to go back and redo this document and chuck all this stuff back in just to keep people happy.
And
But this again goes to the.
They have made a rod for their own back.
But this goes back to the thing of
now we're going
to make rules for these.
Edition.
Yeah, we're going to have to make. We've made rules for these models, but we're going to make models for these models. So,
I mean, unless they say
have been
if it started a book,
to start with.
yeah, we're not going to make these models. So you can have the rules for them, but there's never going to be any models for it, which I think they kind of said about the legacies last time. But yeah, it's either do it or don't do it. I think this is a halfway house. I just feel that there's been so much sort of resentment. People have been up in arms about losing particular units that they've got. And again, I would lose, first part of 20 Reaver assault squads if they got rid of legacies. I would lose the full Montaris from the Ultramarines if they got rid of legacies. So I wouldn't get away with it scot-free. I mean, there would be a big impact on my armies, but maybe it would make for a better game.
It's not like everything is back in here as well. So I couldn't see Garland Serlak kicking around anymore.
Your favourite guy.
A lot of the characters, they said, we don't have the characters in the the document, but you can replicate them with a consul or centurion. Praetor.
Okay, because there are some there still. There's the Raven Guard guy, Garrow's in there still.
I noticed that the Salamat, they've got Castafaran dreadnoughts back as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I was like, what? I'm not quite sure. But they've also got Cassius, what's his name, reborn in the Salamanders. So, it's weird.
It's just such a hodgepodge of just like, you either take it in a new direction and say, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And have it. And, it made sense for the legacy document to have some models in it.
Yeah.
But don't put all the war gear options back in if you want to be sensible about it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I was just looking back at the original document that they said about what's going to be in the legacies, right?
Yeah.
And there's a ton of stuff that's been added to it. Like, for example, Mechanicum Tagmata, they put the Macred Explorer, they turned out Assault Drill, Tarantula Gun, but they've now put in like the Ordinatus stuff back in.
Yes. I think a lot of people were very upset that they were missing.
I mean, I've seen 1, 2 in my entire time.
Do they even still make the Ordinatus models?
No.
Nope.
No, I'm surprised.
So, it is kind of a weird one for sure. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, it is what it is. I mean, I'm sure people will be happy with that.
I'm not sad that it's there. I mean, the Davenite Lodge priest is still kicking around, for Christ's sakes. How is he still doing this? How is the Navigator still going around? They were models that were discontinued more than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, you can get it. You can get it Navigator now in 40k.
You can.
Oh, okay. Well, the Davenite Lodge priest, you definitely can't because he was a limited model at the time.
Yeah, he was an event-only model.
Yeah, and yet he still has a thing in the rules. It's like, how many people are rocking around with a Davenite Lodge priest to warrant him having
I guess
an entry into
everything, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it has doubled in size. So I've got the old one on my iPad still. The last Legacies document was 104 pages. This is 206. It's doubled in size, and all the variations of librarians and centurions, or whatever, don't account for 100 pages of additional stuff. It just doesn't make sense, really, to me, that this document would be as extensive as it is a week after releasing that rule book.
Well, I mean,
That does seem very weird.
is it?
I mean, I wonder if you could make an army just out of the legacies document.
Oh, absolutely, you definitely could. That's not
It's
even
just
an
it's
issue.
insane. That
It's not
shouldn't.
even an issue at all. But is it better that we have it than we don't have it?
All right, I'm happy it's there because there's stuff there that I want to use. I'm glad that my Angels Tears will have their Elastic Cannons back.
Uh-huh.
From a selfish point of view, yes, it's great. However, there's, like you said, Mr. B, there's a definite rod for back situation here of going, yeah, don't worry. Every time we release a rule book, it's going to have less stuff in it, but we're going to release a PDF that's going to have 308 pages of additional stuff in it next time around for the stuff that we've said we're going to make, but actually we're not going to make, or we don't make any longer.
Yeah.
I can
And you
see.
can still
I can
use.
definitely see some of these units coming back into the journals, like destroyers.
Okay, we are collectively a. That's going to sound really, really douchey, but we are legacy heresy players. Okay,
Mhm.
how many heresy players now do we think are going to think? Oh, do you know what I really want? Destroy a tank hunter, a model that Games Workshop discontinued.
Oh,
15
Chris,
years ago.
I have thought one thing why the document is as big as it is, because it's all of the
They
legacies.
double spaced the words.
Nope, it's all of the legacies. It
But it's
includes the
flat.
Solar Auxiliary. The last one, all the legacies
Oh,
were
it's just
separate. The
okay.
Mechanicum was
So-
separate. The Solar Auxiliary was separate.
The Solar Ox account for 30 pages.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The
Fortifications are back, so the Ancient
Yeah,
Defense
thank
line,
Fortifications
Woo!
back,
Although
and
it's
the
it's the 40k.
Tagmata account for 10 pages. So that's still, another 60 odd pages of additional stuff. You've got I think it's the thing that annoys, that I don't think makes sense being in there is the war gear options. The unit entries I don't really have a problem with. But I think when you start retrospectively adding back in war gear options that you've
Yeah.
said, you're cheating the consumer because you've released you've released and sold them a book that isn't accurate as to what their options are.
Yeah.
And you're releasing this to cover up, or not to cover up, but to add this back in. Well, then if that was your plan originally, which we don't think it was, but hey, we can't say one way or another. It just feels, I don't know, bad. It doesn't feel good for Games Workshop as an entity to start doing this kind of stuff regularly.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, it
Very
just
good.
seems.
I think the problem is if they hadn't.
The Infernus Abomination's back. Oh, that's good news.
Yeah, he's back. Yeah.
I think the problem is if they hadn't done it, though. I honestly believe if they hadn't done this, it doesn't matter how good the rules are for 3.0, it would have been dead on arrival. People want the stuff. Yes, I do believe it would have been, because a lot of our players are, as you say, the veterans. They're legacy players. A lot of them were basically, I'm not going to play it because you've invalidated my army, or I've lost this much of my army. There was a lot of feeling, even from people I would have argued they're fairly moderate when it comes to their opinion on Games Workshop. There was a lot of people sounding more like, that group in Australia than,
We haven't talked about them for a long time.
Yeah, but
They're still going.
Yes, they are, unfortunately, very much so.
That's
rather than the more chilled out groups.
I don't know. I mean, it just felt like a rallying cry. It's like, oh, we've got to be angry about something. Let's be angry about the legacies.
I think, I can understand the frustration of losing large chunks of armies that, you've had a list for 5-10 years, but.
And we're talking about people who've been conversing this stuff for years, and
I get that. But at the same time, again, play this game for a long time. I'm in the old camp. They've been trying to push this into plastic to get more players, and the whole drive for it has been since 2.0 came out, was drive new players into the game and get them to play with the new stuff that we release. And that's why stuff was put into the first legacies document to basically put it to the one side so it doesn't. And so that there was, I think that should have been taken as, we're going to start winding this stuff out. This is the last chance. There's a reason it's in a document now. It's because this is your last chance to play it.
I mean, that's what they do in the main Warhammer 40k game.
And as I said, there is stuff in here that people that have played since 2.0 are never going to bother with. And I don't know what the number of old to new player ratio is, but there's stuff in here that the games which I haven't made a model for, and that 8 people probably in the whole current player base have got models of.
Yeah,
I think the problem is, though, that those loudmouth grognards like ourselves, like certain other players, not
we
like
know that
necessarily like ourselves.
GW don't listen to us, so we know that
I mean, even on social media. I mean, on social media, let's be perfectly honest, there was a lot of vocalness about it, and I think that they've had to listen to it. And it's like the last time in 40k, they got rid of Deathwatch as a standalone army, and the small amount of people who played Deathwatch were very, very angry. And they basically went, well, you can just play them as normal Marines. And they were like, yeah, but that's not what we wanted. We wanted to play that because we could mix and match different units together. We could have different Primaris units in the same squad, which was a big thing, apparently. And they got very, very angry. It wasn't a massive backlash. But GW very, very quickly said, we're going to bring out a document that allows you to play them as a standalone army. And I'm pretty sure the same thing has happened with demons. I'm not quite on par with that, because demons are gone as a standalone army in Heresy now.
Gotcha. I mean, I'm glad that the Storm Sword has lost 350 points off its cost. That's a definite bonus out of the Legacies document.
Is it? I thought they got rid of all that. I didn't see any of the super heavies.
Yeah, Stormlord super heavy tank in there. Banehammer super heavy tank.
They're in the
Solar.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Space Marines lost access to all of their super heavies. However,
until there's a document
you
that
can
changes it.
No, you don't need to.
You don't need to take the same action for Lord of War, so you don't need to replicate a Space Marine version of a Baneblade.
Yeah.
You can have a Space Marine version of a Baneblade that's painted in the Space Marines colours, but in actual fact, it's basically got
more.
Yeah. So like I've made a Macarius for my Imperial Fist, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to get to play that now. And then I was like, oh, actually, it's a Lord of War. It's only 300 points. I'm still playing it up in my Imperial Fist colours. It's just being piloted by Imperial Fist's allies.
230 points cheaper as well now, the Baneblade, than it was.
Is it? That's
520 points now.
That's great, isn't it? Because, I mean, previously, that's back to where they were, isn't it?
Super Heavies have gotten a massive boost in this edition, points-wise. They've got that stable platform. I mean, the Kratos has gone from
Kratos is fantastic.
Yeah, Kratos is good.
I can't wait to use mine. I really can't. It's so good. And I've got 2 of them, but I've never used them because they were just like, how many points? But now they are phenomenal.
They're worth the points because they got the stable rules, so they can fire all of their weapons at
10 whole
targets.
Points, armor 14 all around. I mean, absolutely great. So yeah, really cool unit to watch out for them. They're going to wreck your day.
And the Felblade got decent rules too. And I'm like, yeah, not surprised because we're going to see a plastic one of that. Well, we know we're getting a plastic one of that.
And the Stormlord, the old classic Stormlord, 500 points, right? It has got 20. You can put people in it again. Capacity 20.
Yeah.
With this,
what I would say about that is I'm a little bit irritated because I was like, oh, yay, brilliant. I'll be able to get my Ogrins in something. Light transport. They've given it the light transport rule. Which
no,
means
they haven't. It's transport.
It's just got transport, Mr. B. It doesn't have light transport.
I'm sure it said special rules. It was a
No.
There's type, vehicle.
Oh, yes, you're right. No, he's right. Special rules, light transport. He's quite right.
I've noticed that a lot of these have just got allegiance in brackets. Even some of the loyalist units have got allegiance brackets.
Yeah, because there's certain stuff you can only take loyalists, and there's certain stuff you can only take traitor. So if it's a closed bracket, it gets modified by your choice of allegiance.
Okay.
which is good. So how are you feeling about the idea of playing the game, Chris? Because I think you're the only one of us who hasn't played a game yet. You
Well, I don't know what I'm going to play with at this point. I suppose it'll be Blood Angels Custodies mix of some fashion. Yeah, I do want to play a game. I do want to get a game in at some point. That'd be nice. I just, yeah, I love the game. There's a reason why we continue to talk about it and do stuff for it. Yeah, we should, there'll come a point where I can get a game in, and that'll be good. I'm not.
of course,
I'm not against playing a game. It's just some of the things that the PDF stuff that kind of just annoys me and just thinks what we're playing at. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh, I totally get you. As I said, they are making a rod for their own back, and they're going to have to do this again and again and again. And I'm surprised that they've not done anything for the custodies with the stuff they've lost. But I suppose
the weapons being taken, the axes being taken out was a surprise. The Meridian blades being taken out wasn't a surprise. But
I'm very surprised about the axes.
The Heteron going, I couldn't get my head around it, because you've got you could have made them out of normal custodies. There's enough, or those cloaked custodies models. There's enough variations on guys with spears that you can buy from GW to have said this is a Heteron squad.
I mean, I suppose what you can do is give them a prime advantage and make combat veterans or whatever the ones of the.
I mean, it's not a Games Workshop release, a custodies list, unless I have something to grumble about. So, and there've been a few of them over the years. So
you're going to get new models at some point, because we've already been shown off a little bit of them. So,
also the errata and the FAQ is a 7-page document for the Age of Darkness 3rd edition.
Yeah, I just want to touch on that, because a lot of people were like, when the leaks link, they were like, "Oh, look, you can't Tartarus Terminator suddenly can't take Power Fist. They're all swords and stuff now, and that's going to be the way it is. That's absolutely intentional." And then they release it, and it's like if they want to ask, "Yeah, we screwed up. They're supposed to have fists," and I'm like, "Yep, I figured that was going to be the case."
Gotcha. Yeah, there's some changes to wording and stuff, isn't there? Nothing too crazy from what I
felt very vindicated, because there were people locally who were like, absolutely not. There is no way they're going to change that rule, because they left that out on purpose.
Yeah. Just
they were absolutely adamant, weren't they, Graham?
They were, but I think they were quite right to do so.
They were like,
I think they bottled it. I think they bottled it, basically.
I thought when I looked at that rule book, I thought, oh, right, okay, so the Tartaros are going to be power weapon only, because it's the Tartaros Siege Squadron. But they just can all take heavy weapons.
Okay.
Well, they can take
that's just job done.
Anyway, shall we talk about news and stuff? Because
I mean, we can just skip that and just move on. I think, I don't know. It's an interesting discussion. I think TBC, I think, is probably the right word.
We'll be talking about this again for a couple of months as we bed into the new edition.
We haven't done a brace yourselves list. There isn't a list challenge at the end of this episode, basically, because the other thing also...
The only challenge is building a list.
Building a list. Also, the thing that is slightly annoying to me, and I'm hoping gets rectified soon, is no digital products for the books. That is the thing that
very irritating.
I'm not going to spend money on rule books, because if I want to play a game, I've got to play.
You will spend money on rule books, just digitally.
Yeah, I just don't want to have to. If I'm going to play a game with somebody, I'm having to use public transport to get there to play that game. I don't want to lug around my army and 2 or 3 massive books like it's 2005 again.
And then when you start adding in journals and...
Yeah, so I don't... I know you said in the past that, when we were talking about last time, that they don't they haven't done digital releases for 40k. Just for the
Quite some time they haven't done them.
Yeah.
They have an app. Now, the app for 40k works brilliantly. I'm not going to lie. You get a code in the back of the physical book, which is annoying because you've got to buy the physical book. You get a code, and it sort of adds the rules to your app. And to be honest, for the way 40k works, it's an absolutely fantastic app. That app would not work for Horus Heresy. It simply would not. Horus Heresy is a little bit more complicated and has a very different way of working.
Gotcha.
So I would like to see EPUBs, and they have up until recently with the old world, everything has been released as an EPUB. And then the cafe book comes along, the match play book comes along, no EPUBs. And it's like, hang on, is this what's going to happen going forward? We're not going to get electronic books. Because if we're going to have physical books, it's a chew-on. And I'll be like, yeah, okay, I will. Yeah, but it means I am more likely to wait for new recruit to come along with their army list building and just depend on that for taking stuff out places because I don't want to have to lug that huge, great big book.
No, it's the 21st century, for Christ's sakes. It's not,
I understand.
Everyone's got a digital device.
You know that there's going to be people there saying, well, back in the day, I used to have to run the black books around.
Yeah, I did.
I did, and I'm sick and tired of it. It's not 2013 anymore.
I had to take what was it? We had the red books to black books. It wasn't like it was.
It's not 2013 anymore, guys. Give us an electronic copy. I get their concern. Piracy. I get that. But at the end of the day,
if you're worried about that, don't release a legacies document that's going to get 3D printers to pump out all the stuff that you put in the legacies document, which goes against the whole point of why you did the rule book in the first place.
Well, to be fair to GW, and I'm not going to jump. I'm not jumping. I'm not jumping into their defense here.
Get the t-shirt.
No. I think they've done plenty wrong here, but that Chapter House case a few years back literally said you cannot copyright a unit if you don't make a model for it or something like that. Basically, you can't say.
Yeah.
Chapter House were making Thunderwolf Cavalry. And they said, yeah, they can make that. You can't sue them for making Thunderwolf Cavalry because you don't make a model for it. You've got a unit for it, but the unit doesn't confer copyright to the model. So that was where that problem ended up. So you ended up with this situation where now 40k, very little kit bashing because it's like, if they don't make a model for it, they can't copyright it.
But didn't they recently start promoting kit bashing and something as?
Yes, in the
one of the black books, one of the new.
In the new journal, they actually say, here is a kit, here is a unit. We don't make a model for it, but if you put these two bits together, that is the model. The Hyperos Scorpius. You take the Tarantula, you take the Scorpius, you put your anti-air missiles on top, you've got a Hyperos Scorpius, which is anti-air. Or you want the Augur Command and Control Squad. Oh, we'd recommend just taking the crew from the Rapiers.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I found some other models I'm going to use for the Augur Command and Control Squad because it's a great unit and I'm going to use it and it's excellent.
Gotcha.
Anyway, right.
Okay. Are there any news on plastic breaches?
Nope. But we do have news.
Did we? Is that not? Did I?
Plastic breaches are coming. We just don't have any update on them.
Gotcha. I'm sure I saw something the other day on something or another.
There is. All right. So I'll tell you what. There's not a lot of news to quickly run through here.
So,
So do you want me to run through a lot of it? Just
go on.
Models, because it's not going to take long. So I'm gonna pull up the website on the screen here. The website's on the screen here. So browser. Blah 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 blah. Live production. Okay. Oh, do I accept the? How do I get into that? Interact. Ah, yes, there we go. Right, accept the cookies.
Accept those cookies, Mr. B.
Accept those cookies. Right. Okay. So, refresh. Put this into the center. Interact with it. Okay. Right. Oh, why is it not? It's not letting me. Page down. Okay. It appears that the 40k website is absolutely terrible for Not 40k. The Warhammer community website is absolutely terrible for this. So never mind. I will. I'll just. Can I copy the pictures over? Yes. There we go. Right. Not brilliant, but there we go. We have plastic mastodons coming for Imperialis.
Okay.
So
Nice.
not much to say there, other than there are plastic mastodons. We also have Scorpius and Vindicators for and normal whirlwinds for.
Oh yeah.
Which means, are we getting a normal whirlwind for?
Start the legacies.
Yeah. Normal. It's not the legacy, so we're going to get a normal one out in the journal.
I don't think it isn't.
It is. It isn't, because it was in previous games as an artillery vehicle. Then we've got the Cerberus and the Typhons. I think you get squadrons of 4. You get squadrons of 4 of those for
nice.
Imperialis, because a lot of people like Imperialis. I quite like it, but I have not gotten around to playing much of it. So
it will make more sense now. I'll tell you that.
It will.
With the list building.
Yes, it will. Not going to lie. That's going to make a lot of sense. We're also getting a new book for Imperialis. The Liber Strategia. Strategia?
Oh yeah, that's about right.
Strategia.
And that is basically all the lists repointed. Yeah, working again. So all the lists get new points.
Oh, right. So I'm assuming they're going to do one for the heretic side as well.
No, this is for everybody.
Oh, right. Okay. So nice.
So all the lists. I accidentally deleted the overlay. Give me 1 second. That's better.
Nice.
That's better. Okay. We're also getting a card pack. Card packs of basically the formation and datasheet cards. So I think this is the redone ones for the new book.
Oh yeah, it looks like they've got so they've got the Solar Auxiliary and the Mechanicum and the Legion ones.
Yes.
Yeah, I've still got the Legion Imperialis cards.
So it looks like they're already out of date. And
nice. Great.
Tokens. Because
glad I bought those.
That seems to be a way that we're doing things in Games Workshop, Horus Heresy stuff now. We're doing tokens.
Okay.
So they're coming. Right, what else have we got here? Right, second journal tack. Okay, so we're getting the Mark II Assault Squad. So this is the normal Heresy stuff. We're getting the Mark II Assault Squad. They showed off a bunch of the stuff for this. You're getting, so in the pack, you're getting heavy chain. It's only chain axes, no chain swords in this pack. So if you want chain axes, this is the pack to get, and then get some chain swords.
Yeah, because I was thinking of maybe doing some more Assault Reavers, and they have jetpacks and chain axes. So this could be great.
This is your kit. Disintegrator pistol, mace, power mace, and you got a heavy chain axe, new weapon. We've not had that one before.
I must admit, they do look good.
Yeah, these.
I think those jetpacks are the best jetpacks.
They are. I agree with you on that one. We're also getting a new journal. Journal Tacticia, The Forges of Saturn. And this is introducing 3 new asymmetrical missions.
It's when you go corner to corner as opposed to anything useful.
I think this is where one side has got a distinct advantage over the other.
Or you've got two
different objectives, which is asymmetric warfare. Yeah.
Which is what Company of Legends were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way back when.
It's also introducing 2 new detachments for the Legions of Astartes, and 2 new generic units: a Saturnine Command Squad and a Centurion in Saturnine armor.
Okay. And
there's also a specific unit for the word bearers. Just get the picture of the word bearers unit up, which, to be honest, looks pretty. It looks like a generic word bearers Saturnine squad, but these are apparently Thetis anointed conclaves. And there's also going to be an upgrade for Thousand Suns units in Saturnine armor.
Okay.
So that
sounds terrifying.
So there is a video somewhere on the preview. I don't know if it's still up on Twitch or whatever, but it has pictures of like the Saturnine Command Squad and the Saturnine Centurion. The Centurion has one of each of the weapons, so a plasma and a disintegrator. So
nice.
And then anything else that we've got? A new display at Warhammer World.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I wasn't aware of that. I mean, being as we're going to be going there, be nice to see.
Yes. They've done a behind the scenes video, and yeah, it is basically, obviously we've got the Talons list. The first mission from the Drop Site Massacre the book, the £16.50 book, the first mission is free.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
They've released that free along with the Talents of the Empire Emperor list.
Nice.
So, yeah, so that's that. So I guess
Very cool.
we'll be heading off now. So
Well,
Oh,
we were going to we would do a PSA on how to build a list.
oh
Hang
yeah,
on,
we were, yes.
couple of I may have zoned out for a second, but I didn't hear you mention the scouring book getting
Of course, there's a scouring book.
the first of the new Heresy series on the
We're getting
scouring.
a book on the scouring called Ashes of the Imperium. Looks awesome. Chris Wright is writing it. There were rumors of him having a book in the sort of week leading up. But yeah, the scouring, they don't do the scouring. So I don't know if that means the game will move on to the scouring at any point.
Well, this would be very interesting.
Considering they've just done Isfahan 5 as the first box, I think we've got some way to go.
A little bit of a ways, yeah.
Quite some time. But you've got the cover looks interesting. Dawn and Gulliman having a go at each other. We have heard rumors of people working on an Iron Cage book.
I think old Rogel's doing a kid who says, "I will punch Santa's beard off." I think Dawn in that photo is saying to get him, and I'm going to punch your beard off.
Someone was saying that in this picture, it's quite obvious that Rabute Gulliman is the British and Rogel Dawn is American.
There's a look there. There is a look there. Yeah,
it's nice seeing all the people kicking around. I'm slightly Jagatai hiding at the back, and I use hiding.
Lehman Russ as well, and you've got Ralderon obviously instead of Sanguinius,
the most magnificent figure in the world, standing there,
Valdor,
just looking absolutely magnificent.
Yep.
Oh wait a minute, is there any fight to be done? Because he'll be right at the back.
Yeah, just like Perturabo.
Oh,
yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah, very cool.
It's going to be interesting to see that.
Yeah, we thought we'd long assumed it was going to happen, and
there it is.
Here it is.
Glorious.
Do you think it'll be over 50 books?
Well, it does say multi-series. Where's the thing for it? A multi-book, multi-author series. So the last multi-book, multi-author series that they did, was quite a chunk. So you never know. It might turn out to be. I mean, there's not. I'm trying to think. I can't think of enough things that happened really during the scouring to
you got
warrant.
The Iron Cage. You've got Caliban, the fall of Caliban.
That's true.
I mean, you've got what happened to all the Primarchs, right?
Yeah, Jagatai Khan's obviously recovered from his ordeal at the hands of Mortarion.
Yeah.
So he's
they will, exactly. So you've got all them to disappear out of the Imperium. It's quite an interesting time, I suppose.
Yeah, Vulcan's going to hang around.
Well, you've got the Codex Astartes being written.
Yeah. Which
goes
down really well.
Dawn's going to kick off because it was basically him and Gulliman almost went to blows, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, I think Peter Fisher said, lovely book. We'll absolutely ignore it.
Same as everyone else in the just like the Dark Angels did. Went lovely book. We're just going to separate into
our own thing. Thanks.
Yeah, but there's stuff that happened. I mean, obviously you've got the chasing.
I suppose you've got all the deification of the Emperor and stuff and all that.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I suppose there's more. I've just been so long reading heresy books that the scouring kind of just got pushed to the back of my brain. But
okay,
yeah. Have you read any of Era of Ruin yet?
Nope, not yet.
I really want you to read it because
it's
one of the stories I want to ask what your opinion on one of the stories is, because it is absolutely brilliant.
I'll try and do it for the next time we record.
There are some disappointing stories in there. I'm not going to lie. It's like with any anthology. Some of them are worse, some of them are better. Right?
Some of them are the Lightning Tower.
Yeah, some of them Lightning Tower. So, okay, I guess I'm just trying to think which thing to put up for this transfer of sections. I'm just going to do list challenge, because why not?
I would put Aunt Sally's up, frankly.
Aunt Sally's, yes, let's do that. Yeah, we're already done it. I did add Sully's.
Cool. So
Exactly.
so this came about because I think a few people have been asking, like, I can't get my head around this new Force org. What the heck's going on? Please help. And yes, I must admit I feel your pain because I felt exactly the same way when I was trying to put the first army together. It just made no sense to me.
Yeah.
So I think the thing to consider is that we've been going with the HQ, elites, troops, fast attack, and heavy support for a long time. So anything else that comes along takes a bit of getting your head around. So I shall do my best, and Mr. B will keep me on the straight and narrow, I'm sure.
As much as I can, yeah.
To go through how you actually build a list in the new world. So in the main rulebook, page 284, it's kind of got this new Force org chart thing. So this is how you do it for those out there, or at least this is how I think we can do it. So before you do anything else, you've got to have this Crusade primary detachment, and that is where everything else kind of hangs off. It's like your basic thing that you have to unlock everything else from. And there's a couple of interesting little tidbits and things to know about this. So what it's got in it is it's got the high command icon, which is the sort of side profile commander. And then you've got 3 command icons, which are like the sort of centurion types. And then 4 troop choices and 4 light transports. And so what that means is you can fill this attachment with all of those things. So you can have a high command, 3 centurions, 4 troops, as in transports. Or you can just have one thing. It's not compulsory to fill all this stuff up. So as long as you have one thing, then everything is groovy, I think. I don't know. I don't think you need to fill it with actual commanders, but there's a reason why you want to do that. Otherwise, it's going to be a very short game. So now you've got your primary detachment. So I'll do this as I've done my Mechanicum list. So because that's the one I'm most familiar with. But these things are sort of universal. So the one to think about first of all is this high command icon. So the high command icon doesn't give you any other additional auxiliary detachments, but it does give you access.
It does give you an auxiliary attack. You can take an auxiliary with it.
Can you, or is it just Apex detachments?
Nope, you can take an auxiliary detachment with it, or an Apex attack.
Oh, okay, well there we go. So you can. I'm talking nonsense, but there we go. But the thing to remember is that
I must admit, at first I thought it was only Apexes.
That's the only thing that's got linked on the thing on the page. So okay, you may be able to do that. We'll have to look into it. So
on the community article, which talks about it, says specifically, high command slot is special. It allows you to take additional auxiliary detachment or an Apex detachment.
Okay, cool. So let's start with your auxiliary detachments, and then we'll come back to Apex detachments in a minute, because it's probably a little bit more complicated. So these are your sort of building blocks for your basic army, and each one of those is its own detachment. So you've got the Armoured Fist, which consists of 4 light transports or 4 heavy transports. You've got tactical support, which is 2 troops and 2 support. Your armored support, which is 4 battle tanks. Heavy support, which is 1, and that's where dreadnoughts live now. So, and then combat pioneers, which is scouts and fast attack things in the old money, pretty much live in combat pioneers, which means you can take 2 of those. Shock assault is like the Terminator equivalents. They're in their own detachment. And then first strike, which is your sort of fast attack skimmers and javelins and whatnot, those are in their own detachment. And so if you've got one high command, and you take one of those detachments, okay, or an Apex detachment. So not going to get too far with that, because you're going to have 1 HQ and 1 something. So what you need to do is you need to use the command slots in your primary thing to unlock other detachments, and they unlock an additional 2 auxiliary detachments. If I've got that right, Mr. B.
Centurions unlock 2.
Centurions unlock 2. Otherwise, they just unlock 1. Yes, that's right. So Centurions have got I can't remember what it is called. Officer of the Line.
Yes, Line Officer or something like that.
Yeah, and so that basically means that for each one of the base Centurions that you get, you unlock 2 detachments from your auxiliary detachment list.
It's a number. It's a bracketed number as well.
Yeah. So that means that if you put 3 Centurions in there, consoles in there, you would unlock 3 detachments. But if they're just normal consoles, you would unlock 6 detachments. Okay, so then you can start to build your army out from there.
No, you'd unlock 3.
Yeah, you're already
They're just
unlocking
normal
3 with
console-
not. Oh yeah, that's what I said. Normal consoles 3, but if they had the officer of the line, you'd unlock 6.
All right, yeah. Sorry, I thought you said instead of Centurions. Yeah, okay, sorry.
It's okay. So basically you can then start building your army. So you can take 2 tactical support, which will give you 4 troops, 2 support units. Armored support, you could take, be like me and take 3 armored support units, which would have 12 tanks in, which sounds lovely. Or you could take a load of dreadnoughts. So the choice is yours at this point. But there are obviously some caveats to thinking about your list building. That certain things don't do what they used to do. So there's no dedicated transports, for example. So you'd have to, if you want transports, you're going to have to get your armored fist detachment and put your transports in there. And also things like heavy support. So there's no dreadnought talons. So basically, for each dreadnought, you need 1 heavy support slot, which again is a whole detachment of its own. So that is really the key to it in its very basic form. You have your high command, which unlocks 1 detachment or an apex detachment, we'll talk about in a second. Or you've got your command slots, which each of those unlock their own detachment. But if they've got this officer of the line type rule, they unlock 2 detachments.
Mhm.
And then you just sort of fill these in as you go, and pick and choose whatever you want. Now, the thing to remember is that there's these things. There's the line rule, which means if you're on objective, you get additional points for being on the objective. And there's also the Vanguard rule, which is if you destroy a unit, I think, or get it to flee off an objective, you get the points for that.
If you kill a unit,
Kill a unit, absolutely murderize a unit that's on objective. So that's how you get points that way. So you have to you could put all tanks in your army, but you wouldn't. You could be quite easily outscored by things with line, not necessarily Vanguard.
let me just double check the Vanguard special rule just to double
Is
check.
it any unit on an objective, isn't it?
A unit includes models with the special rule scores fewer victory points for controlling objectives, but can score victory points for destroying enemy units that hold objectives.
Yeah.
A unit that includes the majority of models of the Vanguard X special rule may only ever score 1 victory point for controlling an objective, regardless of that objective's value. So if the objective has 3 points and my custodians, for instance, rock up to it, they will only get 1 point for it because they don't have line 3 or whatever. They can't get more than that.
Yeah.
But if they, however, the player that controls a unit that includes the majority of models of the Vanguard special rule gains victory points equal to the value of X if it destroys a unit.
Yes. So if I'm
Yeah, but you can only get Vanguard points once per combat, I think it is.
Yes.
Because if I have a Cloudor, who's got Vanguard 3, I think, in a squad of guys that have got Vanguard 2, I don't get 5 Vanguard points.
Yeah,
I only get
You only score
3 Vanguard.
the highest.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's worth remembering that.
Yeah, because your decimator took off my las rifle section off an objective last night, and you were able to get how many points for that? 3?
It was Vanguard 2, and then they had it was with a tech priest with comptroller 1, which basically means.
Oh yes, so the comptroller scored, the tech priest scored, and then
so I don't know how it would work actually, because I guess if the majority of the units have Vanguard, it would mean that it could only ever score 1 regardless of comptroller. So you'd have to separate those out, I think.
Oh, that's possible.
Do you see what I mean? Because I think that's basically it couldn't score 2 because the Vanguard rule says you
had
only
2
score 1.
tech priests in that unit, didn't you?
I did, but I wouldn't have. Yes, I suppose. But then maybe the majority there wasn't Vanguard, so that's the sort of thing that will. that will knack you. I think.
Vanguard special rule may only be used to score victory points once per objective per player turn.
Yep.
So
But
what's
you have to have the majority of the models in the unit have to have the Vanguard rule.
a unit that includes a majority of models with the Vanguard special rule may only ever score. Yeah.
Yeah. So scoring with the Dreadnought is actually not possible unless it's on its own.
Also, there are conditions to how it gets applied as well. So if an attack made for the unit that includes a majority of models with the Vanguard special rule causes that last model in the enemy unit that's controlling the contesting objective to be removed. So if there was a load of guys with Vanguard and a line unit finished off the guys that were on the objective, you wouldn't score Vanguard points for it because they were the last ones
to kill the last model.
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah.
there are some things to think about when it comes to list building, that you are going to need things to potentially have line to get the maximum number of points as quickly as possible, or Vanguard to try and kill the things that are on the objective and get your victory points.
And the thing is, with these auxiliary detachments here, these aren't the only auxiliary detachments, because every army has its own.
Yeah. So we won't complicate the poor people out there, Mr. B.
Not every army, Mr. B. Scissors of Silence, don't.
Oh,
yeah.
I suppose. To the custodies?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, there's also, before we get on to Apex detachments, there's also these additional detachments, which is you've got the Warlord detachment. And
can I see that? I don't have a fix for that one.
Okay, so there's a Warlord detachment, which must be the same faction as a primary detachment and may only be selected in a 3,000 point army. And that consists of a Primarch, retinue squad, and a heavy transport. And there's a Lord of War detachment, and maybe of any faction. So it doesn't have to be the same faction as the primary detachment. And
so saying you can still take your Death Guard Malkador, not Malkador, Macarius.
Yeah, so you can take 2 heavy sports attack choices. Sorry, 2 Lord of War choices, but it's got to be 20. Can't exceed 25% of your army. And then you've got an allied detachment, which must be a different faction from the primary one, and that's got 2 command slots and 4 troops choices. But one of those command slots has got this little iron halo thing around it, which is called a primary prime. Yeah. So we'll come on to primes in a minute, but for the minute, just hold your horses. So how that would work, right, is you would have a primary detachment. So let's say you've got a Praetor and 2 Centurions, and then you've also got, you're taking Dawn as well. Dawn would go in the Warlord detachment as long as you run 3,000 points, of course. And he's got a retinue and he's got a Spartan, for example. That would be perfectly legit. And then you've got another detachment. Let's say you've taken Mechanicum in this instance. You're going to take 2 Magoses and 4 Tech Priests, because unfortunately in the Mechanicum army, you can Tech Priest is the only troop choice, which sounds super weird from what we're used to. But anyway, moving on. So let's have a quick look at the Apex detachments, because they're quite powerful. So Apex detachments can only be unlocked by a
high command.
High command, or but come on to Delegatus can do it, but in a different way. So in that, you've got 3 other detachments that you could potentially take, but you can only take one of these. So you've got a combat retinue, which is 3 retinue squads. You've got an officer cadre, which is an additional 2 command slots, and you've got an army vanguard, which is 3 elite slots. And actually, the only way that you can get elites is using a high command slot,
or a logistical benefit, which is a prime thing, which we'll come on to in a bit.
Or there may be specifics for your different legions. They have their own Apex attachments that may make that easier. So you have to choose. We don't have to choose any of these, and you don't have to fill these up as well. I think it's the other, whereas before the Force Org you had a compulsory choices, you don't. You can just have one thing, and that's still a detachment. So you can have one troops choice, so that's a tactical support choice. That's fine, no problem. So you can sort of mix and match where this stuff goes is the other sort of key thing, and what you use. But you can't go above that number of auxiliary detachments, and you need officer of the line to give you more. So yeah, Apex attachments are great, and I'll talk about that in a minute. For example, on the mechanical one, but let's talk about the Iron Halo thing, the prime benefits. So these are even additional complications. So let's start with the thing that we know about, which is what you can do with these things with the Iron Halo once per detachment, because some detachments have got 2 Iron Halos in them, is you can pick what's called a logistical benefit. And what that means is you can just add one single unit as its own separate detachment. So, for example, you could add, rather than using a heavy support detachment, you could add a single dreadnought or a single elite's choice as its own separate detachment as part of the logistical benefit. So that will probably be a lot of people will be doing that, and that comes from the. So you could do that in the primary detachment, but because there's 2 in the primary detachment, the second one you can then use to give it these other prime slots. And again, your own individual army will have different versions of this, but you can basically turn one model into a master sergeant, which gives him better weapon skill, better attacks, better leadership, and a champion subtype. You can change that unit into +1 to their leadership, so combat veterans, cool intelligence and willpower characteristics, maximum of 10.
What's the Paragon of Battle again? That's apparently a very good one for a Vigilator.
Yeah, so Paragon of Battle, one model in the unit selected to fill the prime slot that has the command subtype, gains +1 to its attacks, weapon skill, and ballistic skill. I'm not sure why a Vigilator would be useful for that.
I think it's the
It's just +1 ballistic skill.
Extra ballistic skill.
But he's already probably on 5s or 6s anyway. So I don't know why that would be good for them. I can't see why. I mean,
I've got the Vigilator on Esoterius. Vigilator. He is on ballistic skill 7.
So why would 8 be any better?
Does he get? Is it like in the old one where they got an additional shot once they hit over?
Yeah. Or they can re-roll, can't they?
Ballistic skill 8 means they're hitting criticals on 4+ and snap shooting on 3+.
So what are criticals? That's a great question.
God, this game.
I opened up another can of worms here, Mr. B.
It gets the critical special rule. Critical hit special rule. I do not have my rule book here.
You double the dice for damage. Right, critical. Let me have a quick look. Is it in the USRs? Critical hit. Attacks made with a critical hit special rule have a chance to automatically cause a wound and inflict an additional point of damage. So when any hit test made for an attack with the critical hit special rule, it's a result of the dice roll.
Yeah.
If the dice before any models are applied is equal or greater than the value of X attached to this variant of the critical hit special rule, then the hit is inflicted by. Then, if a hit is inflicted by that hit test, that hit becomes a critical hit. A critical hit automatically inflicts a wound without any dice being rolled. Counting as the roll of a 6 for any variable special rules that might be triggered by a wound test, and increases the damage characteristic of the hit by 1.
Okay, so now it does make some sense to potentially do that.
Yeah, because otherwise you're doing it on 5+. So 4+, that's half. That's
50-50.
Yeah.
But then he's a one-shot wonder with a sniper rifle, though, isn't he?
He has
Nemesis,
Nemesis rifle, which has got 1 shot. 1 shot, strength 6, AP 3, damage 1. Heavy D, breaching 5+, pinning 1, precision 4+.
That's still pretty canny.
So doing a precision critical hit on a 4+ with
I don't think it's this potentially 2 wounds with 1 shot.
Yeah, but if you can pick out who you're shooting,
there is that, of course.
Then say goodbye to your
champions or whatever.
Champion or whatever, or potentially taking out 1 Terminator at 10.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's what you can do. Paragon of Battle, we just talked about. Special assignment, selected by command slot for which primary rights must be filled by a high command unit, but remains in the command slot. So basically, you can have a chaplain. It's not a chaplain. You can have a consul, and you kind of promote him into the high command slot, even though he's not a high command unit type.
Yeah.
which means you can then unlock the Apex attachment and what have you. Yeah, so that's it. But again, I think each army's got its own variants on the prime stuff. So yeah, so the golden rule, I suppose, is you only get one detachment, which is the Crusade primary detachment, and then you have to use to unlock other detachments. You've got to fill in your command and high command slots as you see fit, and then you can basically build your own army by just taking X number of additional auxiliary detachments, and you don't have to fill those up. You can put one or two things in there, knock yourself out. But it does mean technically you could have a prime detachment with 3 commanders in there, 3 consoles in there, base consoles, and a high command guy, and you could just then take 8 units of Terminators, which sounds kind of scary.
Yeah, but you still have to find the points for them. It's not like
you absolutely do, yeah.
And that's 100%. The thing to
100%.
bear in mind is you can potentially take 8
you could take
Terminator plus,
8.
but are you going to have enough points to take 8 Terminator squads? Is always there.
Probably not, but let me see how many tanks I can do with an auxiliary, with an armored support detachment by just taking 2 consoles and then just taking tanks and no troops at all, which is perfectly possible.
All the legions have their own additional detachments as
They
well.
totally do, yeah, 100%.
So that bear in mind.
So
I can never find the thing about them having their own prime stuff, though. That's the thing.
Okay, well, I can talk about. So if we take them, because I've got it in front of me, I talk about the Mechanicums thing. So they've got their own additional detachment types, right? So they've got a Tagmata cohort, which is 4 support slots. That's it. And they've got an apprentice cadre, which is another auxiliary detachment, which has got 4 troop choices, and one of those is a iron haloed one, and they can only be tech priests anyway. So you could basically use that iron halo to then get another 2 auxiliary detachments if you so wished, but that's possible actually, and I hadn't thought about doing that now I've looked at it. So if you give you an example of what I did with my army is in the Mechanicum, obviously got the different types of Mechanicum like Cybernetica, Macrotech, Reductor, and so you choose in your primary detachment and with the other thing about a primary detachment is they don't all have to be in Mechanicum, they don't have to be the same trait. So I can have Mechanicum, Reductor, Cybernetica, all in the same primary detachment. But because I've got a high command and I've given them the Macrotech unlock, that gives me an Apex detachment, which is 3 lots of tanks and 3 lots of heavy transports. And the only advantage they can take is they all get the Iron Halo, but all they can take is my prime option, which basically means that each of those vehicles has +1 armor to its +1 times the front and side armor values, and +2 to its hull points, which is great. So then I can then
does it not get extra transport space as well?
Oh yeah, and 2 extra slots in their transport space. So great thing to unlock for me. But then the problem I've got is how do I then fit all the rest of my army in it? So because I've already used my Apex thing, I can't use the elite slot. And the Decimator, for example, is an elite choice. So then I have to unlock the logistical benefit on one of the other slots to get the Decimator in. Because otherwise I'd have to use the Apex thing, but I've already used it up. So there is a bit of balance there insofar as you need to think about what you're trying to unlock all the time. But I think the rule is that it's in its simplest form, taking a high command unlocks the Apex attachment, and taking the command units unlocks an additional auxiliary detachment. But some things unlock more if they've got special rules. And again, like Chris says, you've got your own Legion specific ones.
Yeah, for example, the Vigilator, for example, unlocks his own auxiliary detachment, which is, I think, 3 recon squads.
Yeah.
But he has to take recon squads.
I'm with him. But so it's a bit like, I suppose, like Rights of War stuff, the Prime stuff, and all the rest of it. But it's just a different way of building the army, and you can build some pretty crazy armies. But you're not restricted, whereas previously it's like, 3 heavy support choices. I can't fit all the stuff I want in. Not anymore.
Oh yeah, especially because things like heavy support squads, they're not in a heavy slot now. They're in a support.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's how you do it in a very as best I can try to explain it. But yeah, it's effectively pick your primary detachment, fill the bits in you want for the primary detachment, and then add your auxiliary detachments to suit, plus some flavouring with your Legion or your whatever your Mechanicum or Solar Auxilia, because they'll be different.
Yeah, Solar Auxilia is basically they've got their own detachments, which are basically the old tertios. So, for example, they've got an armored detachment. So, if you take a command tank, you can then take an armored tertio, which is 3 tanks, which sounds worse than the normal armor one. But if you take a specifically mechanized cohort as sort of like the general army rule, you get to take another one then for free. So it becomes 6 instead of 4. Sorry,
gotcha.
3.
So. I'm with you. Yeah, and the other thing to remember is that there are no squads anymore for vehicles anyway.
Squadrons. Yeah,
squadrons are gone. So and the same with Dreadnought.
Talons
no longer exist. So yeah. So, but again, you can, as you can see, you could quite easily put some pretty horrible lists together quite quickly.
Right. I think that'll be one of our first list challenges to build the horriblest list we can imagine.
Okay. Good,
but of course, Lord of Wars and Primarchs count towards each other's limit as well, still, don't they?
Yes, they do.
So you can't just take a Primarch and a Baneblade or whatever.
No. Well, you could if you had if it was.
The points are high enough, but
yeah.
But for your average 3,000 point game.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So there we go. Hopefully that's made it a little clearer. But obviously, if not, just drop us a line and we'll try and help.
Yeah, there's an excellent video on the Warhammer YouTube channel done by Josh, which explains it pretty well. So
I was going to say I wonder if anyone's done a video because I was thinking, can I work it out enough in my head to do a video about it?
Yeah, I think also Goonhammer did. They've done some excellent, I think, some really good V3 articles. Like, I'm old school. I like to read articles rather than watch them, and I think all of theirs have been super useful. So yeah, I would recommend that.
Yeah, not a big fan of everything moving to video, because sometimes I want to. I mean, this is just a general old man grunt, but when I'm looking for a solution to a problem with my server, and it's a Linux thing. 10 years ago, it would have been on someone's blog. Now it's in the middle of a 20-minute video, which includes a life story about how they ended up with the dog or some nonsense. Like recipe bloody websites.
I'm 100% with you on this. I prefer that's why I like Goonhammer, because I can read it because I'm old school. Anyway,
they get right to the point. I'm not entirely in favor of all of their articles because sometimes they're a bit. You should take this. This is the only thing you should take. But
I'm down for that.
Yeah,
Graham,
of course you are.
A bit of net listing is what he's all about.
I'm all about. All my lists
loves a bit of
other people's intelligence applied to them. Not a single original idea in my head.
No.
Right. Let's move on to the close before more things of insult are thrown my way.
What? I can fix it.
Can you?
I can fix it in post.
Fix it in post. All right. Okay. So, who is closing this off? Well, it's you, Mr. B. No, it's Chris. Yeah. It's Chris. It's Chris.
Yeah.
Mr. B can do it if he wants. I don't mind. I'm happy.
I suppose Chris opened up. So, So that is.
I'm a closed book, Mr. B. I will never open up. Don't you worry.
That's the end of our show for today. No list challenge, as we said. We're still getting to grips with that, Chris. We just need to sort out some list building tools to help us figure it out first. Spreadsheets all around at the minute until new recruit is final. They are most of the way there. They're just new recruit. They've got most of the way there with the catalog.
Gotcha.
It's really good right now, but it still needs validation and there's stuff missing that they haven't quite managed to get in yet. So,
thanks.
But in the meantime, if you've enjoyed the show, we'd really like to hear, your comments, messages, stuff like that. Like the page, Facebook, Instagram.
5-star feedbacks on is what we want. 5 stars.
That's what we want. Give the page a little like too, because Graham gets very upset when we don't get enough likes in a month. And if you want to get in touch with us, post on the Facebook wall.
I don't get upset, Mr. B. I just get disappointed.
And what's worse, ladies and gentlemen, what is worse than a man in his later years of life? It doesn't, he's facing.
I don't need much.
It's not much.
A nice review just to make sure that what we do has got some value out there. That's all we want. What I feel wanted.
Just think,
validated.
Make an old man happy and just give us a 5-star review on iTunes or whatever. And
thanks for the show.
Yeah, or Spotify. I think Spotify can do reviews now, can't you? I believe so.
I think so.
We don't ask for much.
Yep. So if you want to get in contact with us, you can send a message to any of our accounts or email us on info@edgeofempire.co.uk. If you want to help out the show, we've got affiliate links with Audible, so you can sign up and get your Horus Heresy audiobooks through them, or any of our Black Lab, or any of our books, to be honest. They've got lots of cool books on there. I've just gotten the new Hammers of Ulrich audiobook, of Warhammer Fantasy one by James Wallace, Dan Abnett, and Nick Vincent, which is very good. And it's $7.99 a month. I think you can get a $5.99 a month now package, but you don't get to keep credits you don't use. You've got to use it every month. And all the Black Library books are basically on that, which is great. You can also become a Patreon of the show and pop a couple of dollars in our tip jar, which we're eternally grateful, or even use the Ko-fi, which we don't understand, but we have because someone asked.
There's probably about £1,000 in there now.
I'll go check it.
I mean,
email. I'll check it later. I thought they would have given us an email, but
for the price of a coffee, you could support your friendly local podcast.
We have £1.
Local.
We have £1.
We're literally either end of the country. We're unlocal.
We're local
to Britain and Europe.
Local and Europe and the rest of the world. In fact, we're everywhere.
I'm closer to France than I am the heartland of the UK.
Well, we are a friendly local, like Spider-Man.
Yes.
So I think friendly neighborhood podcast. Just chuck, what you would think. Maybe I'll buy a coffee. Maybe go without coffee for once and give it to us instead, so that we can keep things going.
Yeah.
Keep the lights on. Keep Mr. B supplied with his ever increasing plastic crack addiction, which we need to
just so
make sure
next month we can find another reason for him to say, to be fair to Games Workshop.
Exactly. I mean, that's worth £1 alone. Yeah, we should find. Every time he says it, you've got to put £1 in the
jar.
Yeah. But anyway.
We have also adverts on our website to purchase your wargaming toys from Element Games with our crystal codes, which means you get double crystals and we get normal crystals. I'll put them in the show notes, but Chris's is CHR211, Graham's is GRA2794, and mine is MIC440.
If you're watching on YouTube, they are at the end of the show as well.
Those crystal codes do actually work out very, very well. And we also have affiliate links with the Outpost as well, which is a great little friendly local gaming store over in Sheffield. So I think that's about it. And hopefully next time we'll be able to get a list challenge in.
I think so. And we'll be playing some more games. So we're trying to get our head around the rules, which you've probably got wrong this evening. And no doubt people are frantically typing away to tell us how badly we've got it wrong. But before we go, let's just read out a list of patrons. So if you are a patron of the show, we want to thank you for your support. And the following people are Ollie Appleby, Henry Bryce, Mark Frost of Demon fame, James Gibb, Mark Howlett, Jesse Alexander Young, Robert Knox, Chris Page, Finn Schaefer, and Sprue Whisperer. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks very much. That's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from him.
Lovins, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.